This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, it's finally here. The official launch of the new DC universe. Does it soar or is it a crash landing? Find out in our full spoiler review of James Gunn's Superman, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Sunday, July 13th, 2025.
This is Frank Grillo. You know me, but who are you? Are you the discerning, sophisticated type of person who enjoys all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news? Pop culture references, witty banter? Me neither. I'm just here for the dick jokes.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We talking, we nerding. We funny, disturbing. We talking, we nerding. We spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, what's up, listener? Thank you for pressing play and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Where we
Why did you say welcome so many times?
Because I wanted to make sure people felt welcomed. What do we do here? We give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us, this fella is faster than a speeding puppy. He's able to leap tall piles of shitty movies in a single bound. He's got a better haircut than Guy Gardner and pulls more girls than Jimmy Olsen. It's Super Rugs. But we call him Rugboy. What's up, Super
That was pretty
Rugs?
good.
Yeah, you like that?
That was good.
I had another one. I was like, look, up in the sky. It's a turd. It's lame. It's Super Rugs. Oh,
I think that one better.
That's better.
All right.
Yeah.
Workshop these.
Just my balls was hot.
Yeah, I workshopped these just a minute ago. That was accidental balls.
Speaking of Derek Lewis, real quick,
Yeah.
he fought this past weekend. Did
Oh.
you see the clip he had after his fight?
No,
he
what-
won,
Yeah.
and they always ask you, okay, who do you want to fight next? And he says something along the lines of, it's been about 2 weeks, so I'm looking to get my wife next.
Oh.
I'm about to put that ground and pound on her.
He's looking to make a new quote.
Oh my God, I gotta clip that.
You got to
Yeah,
find
dude,
that.
and
Yeah,
it
it's
dropped.
pretty
It's
funny.
almost better than my balls are hot. This guy's
And the
hilarious.
announcers just crack up laughing.
That dude should be a stand-up comic. He's
And they
hilarious.
cut to his wife, and she's just standing there, and he's like, "Yo, fine ass."
I love this guy.
He's great.
But we're not here to talk about Derek Lewis. We are here. It's a big week. It's a big movie. A big moment possibly for the comic book movie genre. Let's get started.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
No news this week, huh?
No news because we need time to process James Gunn's Superman. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Let me start this like the movie. 3 years ago, Warner Brothers Discovery hired James Gunn and Peter Safran to become co-chairs, co-CEOs of DC Studios. 3 minutes ago, Rugboy ripped a giant fart. 30 seconds ago, I pissed in my pants because I am so excited to talk about this movie.
You already screwed that up. It
And
should
here
have been
we are.
3 seconds ago.
3 seconds ago.
Not 30.
Yeah, I just thought it was a little more space. It didn't seem so awkward. I'm sitting here in my piss
In
pants.
your own piss? Yeah.
3 seconds ago, I peed my pants because I am excited to talk about the first official launch of James Gunn's DC universe. This is also a second reboot of the Superman film series. And in all, it's the 7th Superman solo movie, if we're starting with the Christopher Reeve movies, but like the 11th appearance of Superman, if you want to count BVS and Justice League. And I mean, he was in Black Adam for a hot second. Counts. Of course, the character of Superman, first appearance, Action Comics #1, 1938. He is 86 years old. This character, created by Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster, and arguably easily a lot of historians and writers cite Superman as one of the most fictional characters in all time, global.
One of the most fictional characters?
Sorry, one of the most popular fictional characters. That word popular is
He
important.
left out a very important
Is it an
word.
important adverb, adjective, whatever?
Yeah.
One of the most popular, well-known fictional characters in all of history. The list,
He's the most superhero of all time.
the list usually goes Mickey Mouse, Sherlock Holmes, Superman, And then on some lists I've seen they've added Harry Potter, James Bond, Batman, Robin Hood. I mean, this is the level of cultural significance and popularity this character has endured.
Well, that's funny you say that, though, because I agree that he is very popular and a big character. But if you talk to any fan, I was talking to the guy in the movie theater next to me because I went solo and this other kid was going solo.
Yeah.
And we both agreed, we were anticipating the movie, but no one ever goes, Superman's my favorite character.
Huh. But yeah.
Right. But so there's that popularity, but there's also that, but he's not that cool.
But there's an awareness.
Everyone knows him.
Knows Superman. You hold the picture up, everybody's going to say Superman.
You see that S and you know right away.
Yeah.
Right.
And so
iconic logo.
Yeah. And I mean, I also, we put the most popular American fictional character. That would make him, number one, I guess next to Mickey Mouse, but he's popular. He's important for American fiction culture and the world. So even before we set up this movie here, fellas, I thought maybe it's important to establish kind of what this movie needed to do. What was the assignment?
Yeah.
I know Ruggs is going to disagree that it has more than one thing to do.
But yeah, I think it's a really simple thing.
But I think we need to all kind of come to a conclusion of like Anthony, give me one thing this movie needs to do.
I mean, it's launching a new universe for James Gunn and DC. I mean, this is the movie that needed to kickstart their next 10 years of movie making. I mean, WB Warner Brothers Discovery has a lot hitched on still these movies in this genre doing well. And the challenge is you're releasing this in a time when the comic book superhero genre, I think, is, definitely not at its peak. It's going on the other side.
Yeah.
So you have to fight through all that fatigue and launch something when the overall genre isn't as hot as it used to be.
Yeah. So number one, introduce new universe and characters. I will add, I feel it needs to erase the baggage. This fucking movie has so much baggage. It needs to wash the bad taste out of people's mouths from the DCU and get people back on board. Can we agree that that's a mission, a task? Yeah. Okay. Ruggs, in your mind, what is the one thing this movie has to do?
I feel like everything else is superfluous. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, you got to make a good Superman movie.
Yeah.
You got to put the character that people love, and you have to make it come to fruition. You have to make it happen. You have to bring it to life in a way that people understand the enduring quality of this character that has been around for almost 100 years.
Right. Okay. I think those are the big three. I mean, if I wanted to break it down more, I would be like, it needs to be profitable for the Zaslevs.
Oh, for sure.
And it needs to introduce a hopeful Superman that's different than the last Superman that can kind of be the anchor of this new universe, right? But
there's not a new hopeful Superman. That's Superman.
Right, right.
There was a Zack Snyder version of Superman.
Yes.
But that's not the actual Superman.
Sure.
That everybody knows.
Correct.
So it's maybe a return to the character, which is ergo make a good Superman movie.
Okay, so we've established that. We're gonna at the end of the review, we're gonna come back and see if it does these things. But I wanted to at least
was it the most? Would you say it's the most anticipated movie of the year?
I think easily the most anticipated comic book movie and movie.
I think it's the one that has the most, I guess, the most hanging on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're just.
It's another thing.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on it.
Because Marvel, as bad shape as Marvel is right now, it's still kind of got its fans and still got a identity,
some momentum.
Right.
Yeah.
DC, no one knows what it is.
Yes. Right. This is a reset. The
stakes are way higher.
And this is something that DC Comics has done several times, is reboot the fucking universe and start fresh. So getting into the numbers on Rotten Tomatoes, the movie has finally settled down with 354 reviews, 82% critic score. Audience score has come down now to 93%. The numbers were a little bit higher when it first came out, but it's kind of settled.
Why do you think that is?
I looked at Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Rug's already starting his crusade against the movie.
Shit.
Looked at Letterboxd amongst the cinephiles.
Yeah.
It's pretty high. It's actually 4 out of 5 stars, which is a very high score. Metacritic has at 68, which basically, I don't know how familiar are you with Metacritic, Imran?
A little bit.
It basically is, it's Rotten Tomatoes, but instead of doing fresh or not, it looks at the score. It weights every critic's score and then puts it into out of 100.
And that's a 68. And then the cinema score,
which is 68 would be it's generally favorable.
Okay.
Not like a high favorable.
Yeah.
It's still green, so it's still good, but not like overwhelmingly great.
I believe the cinema score is a minus, which is like kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
For one of these movies. It's not great, but it's above average liking. But that 82% makes it the third highest rated Superman movie on Rotten Tomatoes after the original and Superman 2. All right. Now, let's move on to the monies. This movie's budget approximately estimated $225 million. But you look at the marketing they were doing, like that's like another $150 million.
They estimate that it cost them $400 million total with the marketing, and then that they would need to do $700 million around the world internationally, or factoring in domestic to be profitable.
So what does it do? Opening weekend, domestic weekend, it makes $123 million. So we're recording this a day early on Sunday. Usually we record on Monday. So we don't have the final numbers, but these are estimated opening weekend, $123 million domestic, worldwide currently sitting at $218 million. That 123 makes this the third biggest opening weekend of the year behind Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch. It is the biggest debut for a solo Superman movie since Man of Steel, which opened to 116. It is the second highest opening of James Gunn's career, topped only by the second Guardians of the Galaxy that opened at 146. It is the first superhero movie since Deadpool and Wolverine to launch with over $100 million. And this is a crazy stat. This is the first DC movie since Wonder Woman, aside from the Batman, to open over $100 million. That means it's the first DC movie since 2017 to open over $100 million. And
if you look at the press release from Zaslav, they're very happy. Yeah,
they are fucking. They got geek.
They're happy, and they're happy that it's making money, and they think it'll do well, and they're basically like, hey, yep, the next 10 years is going to be James Gunn stuff.
Oh man, well, behind the talent behind this, written and directed by James Gunn. There's a huge cast, and the order on Rotten Tomatoes is a little weird. Bear with me, but I'm going to get to all of the main people. But there's a fuck ton of people in here, starting with David Cornsweet playing Superman / Clark Kent. And then second on this list is Alan Tudyk as Robot Number 4, or Gary, as he's known by the end. Grace Chan playing Robot Number 12. Bradley Cooper as Jor-El. Angela Serafian as Lara L. She was in Westworld. You may have recognized her from there. You have Michael Rooker as Robot Number 1, Palm Clemente voicing Robot Number 5, Maria Gabriela De Faria as the engineer, Sarah Sampaio as Eve Tessmacher. You have, where's the next important? Then they got a bunch of people. This list is Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Then we will get to Wendell Pierce as Perry White, Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard, Neva Howell as Ma Kent, Pruitt Taylor Vince as Pa Kent, Michaela Hoover as Cat Grant, Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane. Then wait, we're not done. Your boy Frank Grillo is in here. This is Rick Flag.
I'm surprised you didn't like it alone for Frank Grillo.
It was not enough. Not enough Frank Grillo.
Well, yeah.
That's me.
We could have used more Frank Grillo. You got Edie.
Even more.
Wait, I'm not done. You got Edie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Isabella Merced as Hawk Girl, and then a couple of cameos we'll get into as we get to them. But I think that giant list is your main cast there. So, Anthony.
Yes.
Superman's PG-13, 2 hours, 9 minutes. What happens in James Gunn's Superman?
In this universe, we start out with some title cards, or not title cards, text on the screen, whatever you want to call it. And we're basically being told we're going to be thrown into the middle of this. Like this is not an origin story. Metahumans have been around. Superman's been around. And in this story, Superman is an established figure that is loved by a lot of people, or by everyone, and he has injected himself into a conflict between two nations. And because of these, he's injected himself into this conflict. He's got a bullseye on himself from Lex Luthor, who is trying to turn the public against him in any way possible, because Lex views him as a threat to his goals. So Superman is dealing with that threat from Lex Luthor while also kind of wrestling with his internal moral compass, because he finds out a revelation in his past that alters things for him. And he's also trying to end a war and somewhat save the world, because there's a threat that Lex Luthor also injects upon the world. So there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going
A lot
on.
of injection.
He's got to clear his name.
A lot of injecting going on.
Yeah, a lot of injecting. So let's start like this. Anthony, give me if you got any theater experience that sticks out, and then opening thoughts on the film.
Yeah, I saw mine at the my local Alamo.
Alamo.
At 6:00 on a Thursday. Completely packed theater. People were buzzing. Packed theater, like I mentioned. I had another guy next to me that we were just bullshitting about the movie prior, and we were talking about our anticipation levels, and we both were like, we're excited, but we're also not big Superman guys, and it's interesting to see James Gunn doing this. So, prior to the movie, they were doing Superman like toy commercials and stuff, and then they were having I think they had like James Gunn on there, like pointing out his favorite Superman comics. Prior to
Wait, did you tell that guy to listen to the podcast? That would have been a perfect opportunity to get one more listen.
I was about to do that, but then I had a double cheeseburger in front of me, and I
Oh shit!
shit! So sorry.
He was hard to talk with food in his mouth.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I wanted to be polite.
Yeah.
The only other movie theater experience thing I'll say is end of the movie, credits go up, the entire audience started clapping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for those that listened on Patreon, you can hear my thoughts there. I'll start by saying I liked the movie. I don't think it was the home run that I wanted it to be. I think it was if we were going in baseball, I think it's a solid double.
Yeah.
If we're comparing it to the first Iron Man, I don't think it's not to that level in my opinion. It'd be more like maybe like Captain America: First Avenger, like that level.
Huh.
Where what I liked about it is I think they nail Superman. So I think the way he's acted by by David Cornsweet, and his earnestness and the conversation he has with Lois, like I think they nail him and the dynamic with him and Lois, and I enjoyed all that. I do enjoy that James Gunn is not afraid to embrace the comic bookiness of everything, and it starts out kind of like Star Wars, where you're thrown into it, right?
Yeah,
We're not gonna. You catch up with us. The universe is established. We're not building something here. It's been built. You're just going to have to the audience is going to have to pick up on that.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed all that. There was some action that I liked. Overall, I mean, I felt like I had a good time at the movie. My criticism for the movie is twofold, though. One, and we mentioned this leading up to the show, I love James Gunn movies. I've loved all the Guardians movies, but I did think his tone might not fit Superman. And throughout this movie, I was getting that feeling. I think he nails Superman, like I mentioned earlier, but I think the tone around Superman in this movie can be pretty wacky, and it feels like Saturday morning, afternoon cartoon.
Yeah.
Like you're just watching an episode of his adventures.
Yep.
Some people are really going to love that.
Yep.
I didn't completely vibe with that. The other criticism I'd have is right off the bat is this movie is just moving so fast and is so bloated. Like there are so many things going on. You have the Justice Gang, which is crazy. I don't even know that they need to be in the movie. And you have a kaiju, and you have the world being torn apart because of a pocket dimension with fucking jail cells and monkeys doing shit on a computer.
Monkeys posting to social media.
And you got crypto, and you got the farm, and you got his past, and you like Lex Luthor and all this other shit. I mean, there's just so much going on.
A war between two countries.
And a war. But yeah, so there's just so much going on that like I think you just needed to take a little bit of that out of there and let this movie breathe. Like, I really enjoyed when Superman is interacting with Lois and fighting Lex and like his parents. But then when we cut to like the other stuff, we lose momentum on those things. Yeah. So I wish it was just a little less bloated.
Yeah.
So overall, I liked it. I really wanted to love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where like I walked out of the theater and I went, I like this. I'm going to give it a high score, but I also think if I think about this more, my score is going to go down.
Yeah.
So I'm mixed on it. I'm very mixed. I overall thumbs up, but not the home run I was expecting, but clearly the fans are loving it. So.
All right. And now for a completely different take, Ruggs.
I think his take's kind of. I listened to his take.
That's
pretty
true.
Similar to mine.
Yeah. Give us
maybe a little more negative.
Your theater experience and then opening thoughts.
No, I can't do theater experience because I have to go before that, before the theater experience.
Okay.
Because before the movie even came out, there was stuff in the air.
Yep.
And it has to be addressed.
Work it out, bro.
Okay. So I never thought this was a good idea. Never thought James Gunn doing Superman was a good idea. I knew that he could not resign himself to the character. He was his ego's too big and he has to put himself into the movie. I knew it when he took a dog that is his own dog and put it in the movie to be Crypto, and Crypto is not even the same kind of dog.
It's a 3D model of his dog.
Yes. So, I mean, I knew that he had no interest in really embracing the character. But so that was my own personal thing. And I was hoping that it wasn't the case. I was hoping maybe he was going to rise above that and become a new James Gunn, a James Gunn that didn't have to rely on humor as a crutch, didn't have to rely on wacky characters and shit like that. But anyway, I digress. So then there was this interview that all of a sudden threw this movie into a political scope where there was right-wingers that were talking about this movie being woke. And then there was people on the other side saying, oh, is Superman an immigrant? Is this bad? Blah, blah, blah. Or the MAGA doesn't like it. So all of a sudden, there's this air about if you like this movie, then you're good because Superman, this is all the good people. This movie is pushing good things. And if you don't like it, then you must be one of the bad people. And that kind of permeated the air for a while. It was all over, all these stories all over the place. And it was all over Twitter. And I was like, oh, this is actually going to make a difference here. This is actually brilliant marketing. You're putting a thing. It's like, if you don't like this movie, you're bad. Kind of like if you don't like Captain Marvel, you're bad. Kind of like if you don't like Black Panther, you're bad. And you can't just judge the movie on, and this movie has nothing to do with any of that stuff that people put on it, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, no.
This is just clever, like, mind fuckery that's going on. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. I'm seeing online where people are starting to take sides. There's the Snyder Bros and the this and the that. I'm like, oh, wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see how this plays out. And the couple of days before the movie comes out and some of these advanced reviews start coming out, they're glowing. I'm talking about this. They had a 98% or 99% when it first came out. And it was just every review was like, it was amazing. It was a masterpiece. It was a triumph. I'm like, we've seen this before with Eternals, where everybody's like, oh yeah, Eternals was this kind of new, different kind of movie that was going to take Marvel into a new era or whatever. And it was diverse and this and that. And everybody praised the shit out of it. And then the second reviews came out, second wave, and all of a sudden it drops like 10 points. These next waves of reviews started coming out. I was one of the people that was in the theater about the same time where these other guys were watching these movies. And I sat down and the theater was empty on 4 p.m. on the Thursday, the week that it came out.
That's weird. Okay.
Yes. So, and I looked at my theaters and it wasn't as full. A lot of these shows weren't as full as I thought. Like the first few shows, like for the fans that were on at night, were full, but anything else was not.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's weird. And then I saw it in a very unenthusiastic crowd. Nobody, after the credits, everybody left. They didn't stick around for anything. They were like, we're done with this movie. In fact, the two guys that did remain with me to watch the post credits were complaining like that they hated the movie. So, and I didn't hate the movie, by the way.
Okay.
I just thought this is very different than what I'm seeing in social media, very different than what is kind of in the air. And so I start to look at my socials. Every person that I know that's kind of worried about other people's opinions, glowing reviews. No one's saying anything. Not one negative thing. Like, I wish we could have changed this. Wish you could have changed that. I didn't like that. Not one thing. And I was like, whoa, this is the emperor has no clothes on. This is like mass hysteria. I have to be the one to stand against the tide here.
Is there a brainwashing going on? I've seen
And
some negative
so I
shit.
began a quest to form like an Avengers of reviewers.
Jeez.
So I searched out to see, I'm like, if any reviewer, any like well-known reviewer also had the same opinion. And then I started finding them. And I'm like, oh, these are guys that have good followings. Like, we've had Adam Ollinger on this show. He did not like it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Johns, he did not like it. Dan Murrell, who used to be part of John Campia's crew, did not like it.
Our boy from Two Peas in a Pod, or now Awards Garage, gave it a 5 out of 10.
Oh, Joe Morris gave it a 5. Okay.
Joe Morris.
Gerald
Morris. Yeah.
Old
G Money, huh? Okay.
And then Empire Online came out with an article that gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, I saw that.
Out of 5.
I saw that.
And I'm like, I got to repost these because I can't be I don't want everyone to think I'm the only one that thought this. And I'm the only
thinks that, but okay.
So
you are on a crusade.
Red Letter Media. Everybody knows Red Letter Media. They're like,
do they? Sure.
But anyway, Red Letter Media came out, and I mean, Macaulay Culkin was on there.
Oh,
right?
that's that. Okay, that's his company.
Yeah,
I got it. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, why does it matter? What did you think?
Well, because I don't know. I want to know if what I'm thinking. Am I just being a hater?
No, you think what you think. It
that's
doesn't
the
matter.
question I was asking myself.
Okay.
At least you're
am
checking
I just
yourself.
so anti-gun at this point that I can't see the forest through the trees?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no, like there's some legitimate people, even some women out there that did not like this.
Even some women.
Yes. So,
Oh, shit.
and so I was like, okay, I then I became kind of more emboldened to be like,
Just be
because I
honest.
was on the fence about how to give my opinion about
You
this
can
movie.
be honest. That's it. That's all it is.
So I'm going to be honest,
Okay.
and this is my take is it's fun, and that's about it. And Superman's nice, and that's good, and everything else is kind of meh. Like I didn't think that the cinematography was great. I didn't think the score was great. I didn't think any of the action pieces were that great. In fact, they looked a lot of it looked video gamey.
We did.
And I don't know. I just the plot was stupid. The baby. Oh my god, how poorly rendered was that baby?
Joseph?
So bad. And Crypto looked fake too. Crypto looked fake. And I thought it was cute the first 2 times, but he literally steals every single moment that Superman has to do something. And so you always give the moment to Crypto. And I thought that was undercutting the movie a lot, or Superman a lot. So I felt very conflicted. So I do think it's a fun movie. You can have fun with it. It's almost like, I would say, like watching a kid's movie like Spy Kids, or like it's that cartoony at times. You can have fun with it that way, but if you're going to actually talk about it as a Superman film and measure it up against Donner's films, Superman Returns, even Zack Snyder's movies, I think that it's not really like the cream of the crop in any way. So, I'm very conflicted about this movie. I know there's things about it that I like. I love the cast. I think the cast is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I think performances were good. For what little that they gave them to do, that interview that they had was the most interesting part of the film.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor, way too cartoony, and could have been, I mean, even they compared it to Justice League, and I almost shit my pants when someone said that, because Justice League is so much more restrained than this. The cartoon. The Justice League cartoon, Justice League Unlimited, way more restrained, way more feels more lived in and has more room to breathe and it's more cerebral than this. So even if you make a cartoon comparison, the cartoon's still higher quality writing, higher quality storytelling than this
a
movie.
little unfair. Cartoon has more time and hours and
Wrong.
serialized.
These things happen in half-hour episodes. They have to tell the entire story and truncate them.
All together, you were spending hours with them.
But Justice League are one-offs, and then Justice
but
League
there's an
Unlimited
underlying story with the Justice League.
And Justice League Unlimited is a 2-part story.
Even like the Superman animated series, right? You have hours.
That's a different story. Yeah. But Justice League and that type of stuff, it handles the characters much better, more maturely than this. I know that people like to laugh and they like to have cute things and references and stuff like that. But I feel like that's people jiggling the keys in front of you, right? You got to actually there's got to be more there. So I didn't think it had that, but you can have fun with it. It's a fun movie, and I could go through like a laundry list of things.
Okay, hold on, we'll get there.
That I could go through.
Let me just say, opening thoughts for me. I saw this movie twice in the theater. Thursday, 9 p.m. showing, and then a Saturday 1:30 p.m. showing. Both times, packed theater. Both times, some applause at the end.
People don't like movies where Rugboy is.
Both times, more people laughed the first time, but the second time, there was laughter, and I found myself laughing out loud at certain things the second time, not other things the second time. But the reason I had to see it twice is because so much fucking shit happened, and it flies by so fast that I was like, I can't critically think about this. Going back again, knowing what was going to happen, definitely helped, right? So after both showings, I kind of felt the same way. I had a really fun time. I thought it was very entertaining. I knowing that this was James Gunn's take, right? You got the Richard Donner, that's a take. You got the Zack Snyder take. This is going to be James Gunn's take. And as a full-on James Gunn movie, I was kind of like, I'm trying to open myself to let James Gunn's take, hit me what it is. And
wash over you?
Yes, I was letting it wash over me. I was like, I know this is a James Gunn movie. Very James Gunny. But what I appreciated was kind of this comic book cartoon energy.
Yeah.
And I appreciated this. Something I always wanted to see was a first superhero movie where you are dropped into the action and there are other characters he can interact with. He's not the first, and you just go. That makes it a lot like an animated series. I don't think that's a bad thing. I also agree. I think Corn Sweat is great. Lois, Rachel Brosnahan, the minute I saw her, sold me as Lois Lane. I don't know how she did
She was
that.
great.
I don't know how she did that.
fantastic.
Instantly, I was like, yep, that's Lois.
She instantly conveys like I'm a strong, independent woman, but also like it's believable that I'd also be with Clark.
Yeah.
And that I'll let you go in a second here. And I like that the line where she goes, I told you shouldn't date me. Like, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, I mean, that whole relationship thing in there, it works because their chemistry
They have great chemistry.
is very good. And despite the fact that there was so much going on, I feel like he barely manages to balance everything, leaving you places to go in the future. It's very interesting that like metahumans came first and then Superman came when there was already metahumans 30 years earlier, and they've been around for 300 years. It's a very confident take, I feel, from James Gunn. Now, my overall critiques is the same as you, Anthony. I felt like it was a little bit rushed. Could have used some time to breathe a little bit here and there. And the James Gunn is also kind of takes away from it as well as enhances it sometimes.
Right.
I loved Lex, but he's a little one note, but I love that you get kind of his motivations, that he's been studying Clark, whatever. He's got these contingencies. I could use a little bit more Clark, a little bit more of the Daily Planet gang hanging out. I don't know if all these people were necessary, but he has built something that leaves you wanting more by doing this. I kind of was like, all right, the cameos were great. I'm like, okay, this is where we're headed. There's lots of things you can do here, and you dropped us right in. You can go back and tell us things.
But wait, let me ask you that. Let me push back on this a little bit. It leaves you wanting more because you're still hungry because they didn't feed you enough.
He did
Not
it.
because the meal was so great you can't wait to eat it again.
No, he didn't, but it's because he had so many courses to deliver that he just gave you a little bit of everything. because he felt like we had to do all these things. This movie,
I agree. I think that's the analogy I would use is he just gave you a full tasting menu.
It's a tasting menu. The other analogy, Anthony and I,
because there's a lot on the menu.
yes, there's a lot. Here's a little bite here, a little bite there. In future movies, we may give you a main course about this.
Where I would have preferred, like, there was one point, if we're using the menu analogy,
yeah,
it'd be like where, hey, that dish, I really like that. I would have just liked to eat more of that dish.
sure. And the baseball analogy, I do agree. It's not a home run. It's like a double or triple, but I think he went in consciously. You don't want to start with a home run because where the fuck are you going to go from it?
Oh, no, damn run. I was with you up until you said you don't want to start with a home run.
Because then
you definitely want to start as high as you
Wow,
possibly
that's
can.
wow.
I think it gives it room to grow. On purpose, he did this.
It inherently has room to grow because the story's got plenty of more things to tell you.
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
Go ahead. What questions lead this conversation, Imran?
Well,
I think here. If you don't have anything, I'll start off.
Yes, there's so many ways to go.
So I want to start with, I think the best way to start this, at least for me, is you got to nail Superman, right? So said this to start. I think Corn Sweat and Lois are really good together. And I like that conversation they have. We saw snippets of it in the trailer.
Yeah.
We didn't know the full context where they were actually dating.
Yeah.
And they're having this conversation as if they're not dating. But so there's that interplay there, which I thought was funny and awkward and silly at times, but also good. But I love the fact that the line again where he goes, people were going to die.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I was there. I wasn't representing anybody. And I think that whole conversation right away, you nail who he is, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, and Lois even describes him, right? Where it's like, he just is overly trusting. He sees the good in people.
Yeah.
Like, this is who he is. So I liked all of that. I think they nail his character much more than, like, if we're comparing it to Zack Snyder, where you have this angsty guy whose parents like motivate him in weird ways and tell him he should hide his powers. Whereas this one, his parents here.
Oh, you don't know what his parents did.
Well, his parents here, we just see a little bit.
Yeah.
But we know from the reveal we get.
Yeah.
Because the original, the Donner Superman is like, they portray him as like basically Jesus has been sent down.
Right.
To us, right? Whereas this Superman, they take a twist. His parents actually sent him here to basically take over the world.
Yeah. Right. Some people have been saying that that's a John Byrne thing, but it's not.
There's precedent, though. There's some precedent for this.
But I want to just let me.
Yeah, in Smallville, maybe. Yeah.
So on that note, so I didn't have a problem with it. I'll just start saying that. I don't have a problem with it because what his character is in this movie and what I appreciate is it's about the Kents and the Kents, how they raised him.
Right.
It wasn't he wasn't imbued with this greatness. If he landed in the wrong spot, he could have been something else.
Absolutely.
So it's the Kents, it's the nurture that they put onto him that made him the man he is, which makes the stronger relationship with the Kents. I just wish we would have seen more of that throughout the movie. We just get kind of the speech towards the end.
I have to push back against that too.
Why?
Because if you lost your father and the only thing, or your parents, and the only thing you have is a video of them, you're going to listen to every word that video says and take it as gospel. And I'm sure that what his real parents did is just as powerful, but I think that you can't just wipe that away.
But he never listened to it.
Yeah, by the time he hears it, he's already been raised by good parents.
He's already in his 30s.
And
how do you know that?
Because it's in the movie.
Yeah, he never heard the last part of the message.
No, I'm talking about that first message.
The first message
he's been the one
they're telling him, the first message is, hey, we've sent you down, we love you.
Yeah. He's heard that his whole life.
Yeah, but not the full message. Just
that doesn't matter because that's what made him a good person.
What are you talking about?
Because that fucks him up when he realizes
that's the message.
That his whole
because
the second part is telling him he should.
Your argument is hold on. Your argument is that it's because his real parents, I mean his Smallville parents,
yes,
his Earth parents were so good that is why he's such a good person. But that message is also there from his Kryptonian parents that were loving and where he thought he had a mission.
Right.
So you can't just discount that. It's a combination of both.
Well, no, and in the beginning he says that message is why I do what I do, giving the L's most of the credit for him being Superman.
And then throughout this movie, he realizes when he loses that he still has his parents that he's been kind of overlooking a little bit.
Yes,
right.
And it's really them.
And realizes that they're also great.
Yeah, I mean, the line Pa Kent says is fantastic.
But Lois also says, you look at everybody like they're beautiful.
Yeah, she goes, I question everything. You look at everyone like they're beautiful. That's because of the upbringing, Ma and Pa Kent. And the line he says is great. He's like, you are not what your parents want. You are, the actions and the choices you make is who you are. And he has learned all that mostly from the Kents, not the L's, because it's just on repeat. So then at the end, it's a beautiful moment where they're playing his home videos from the Kents and it's replaced. It becomes a little bit Invincible-like, right? With the Viltrumites.
Right.
But I like the way it fucked his head up. Like, you thought your mission was this your whole life, and suddenly it's turned upside down. And now the decision you make is going to be the person, it's going to define you. I think it's quite poetic in that sense.
I really didn't think, just to talk about this talking point about this, John Byrne supposedly wrote this thing into Man of Steel when he wrote the comics, and Jor-El sends Clark to Earth and says, you're going to be the supreme being. And then his mother says, is he going to rule them and show them the ways of Krypton? And he just says, perhaps. Like, it wasn't like his decree, and he never goes into that again. So, like, this idea that this is a John Byrne thing,
it's not John Byrne. They did it in Smallville. They did it in the My Adventures with Superman cartoon on Max, which this movie
after Invincible did it.
Yes,
and then they started flipping it around.
This movie reminded me a lot of My Adventures with Superman.
You don't like the change?
No, because. Yeah, I don't like it at all because I feel like it's derivative of Invincible now, especially with that being the thing. And that pretty much in all of Superman's canon, Jor-El was this benevolent person that was a scientist, and that no one would listen to him when he was talking about his planet exploding. He wouldn't send a kid down. If he was someone who cared that much, he wouldn't send a person to be a ruler. Or somebody that subjugates other people.
He's not in this. We don't know that he's that in this universe.
But
it would
he says to rule over them.
But it would make sense if they're an advanced race. He knows what it's going to be. Maybe he was like, rule over them to protect them. Is it as agreed?
Here, let me take a quick angle on it.
Yeah.
I think the relationship between Superman and Jor-El is not as important as the relationship he has with the Kents.
Okay.
So I think
yes.
You fucking with the L relationship. Like, sure, in comic book canon, like there is some stuff there that they could mine and they now fucked with. But I think it's the nurture aspect, I think, is important. It's like he got sent to the Kents. And like whenever you play with like alternate Superman stories, they play with like, oh, what if he got sent to communist Russia?
Right. You have Red Sun.
It depends on where he was sent.
And the movie landed. And the movie doesn't pay enough to that either.
I agree with that. Yes.
So like, you're going to make that your central thing that you're going to hang the movie on, is that the Kents, I have to bring all of this stuff into the movie that you didn't. It's one of those things. You tell me and you don't show me. You're only telling me, you're not showing me. Like, for example, like the beginning of the movie, Superman loses his first fight.
Yeah.
And we see it after it happens, and we don't even get to see the reaction of the people. We don't even get to see any of that. That whole moment, which is supposed to be this big moment the movie starts on, is kind of like underplayed, and like it's really just an excuse to get to the next part of the story. And it doesn't really have any weight. Who cares if he lost his first fight? It doesn't, he's healed up in 2 seconds and he gets back right out there.
He gets fucked up though.
Yeah. And then that same guy, he fights no problem at the end of the movie. So that made him beat him up so bad he couldn't breathe. He fights him no problem.
I do agree with you, Ruggs, in that I wish we would have gotten more with the Kents.
Yeah,
because
I think it doesn't pay off. A lot of these things don't pay off. A lot of this stuff that's like only talked about in exposition and never shown.
Right, and you inject like the first time you see the Kents, this was where one of my criticisms is like the Gunnisms of the movie.
Yeah,
He immediately makes the Kents kind of like this like old family that doesn't know how to use technology.
We wanted to say congratulations.
And you're
yelling
like,
at
well,
the phone. It's kind of funny.
This isn't the start. You're immediately like, oh, the Kents are just some fucking idiots. Later on, you get more backstory or more with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree that because the movie is so bloated, you don't have a lot of this quiet time that you can spend with like the characters we should be caring about.
Right.
It doesn't hit as hard as it could. And I really feel like it's the person who's watching the movie has to do a lot of the heavy lifting and putting themselves into this.
Well, but
and filling in the gaps.
It's, it's opposite of spoon feeding, but maybe it was a little too much.
Well, there is
opposite.
spoon feeding happening.
Yeah.
It's just exposition.
So
that
the parents thing didn't bother me that much because look, what's funny is Donner Superman, he's got two sets of good parents. Zack Snyder Superman, he's got good Krypton parents, shitty Earth parents, and then James Gunn just kind of flips that and gives him shitty Krypton parents and good Earth parents. But the politics of Krypton, every time they reboot shit, they kind of change. You can kind of play with, but you want to keep the Kents, his moral compass.
Yeah, I would have loved to have like a phone call between him and Clark in the beginning of the movie where Pa Kent's like, yeah, I'm helping out the neighbors. They need something, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And this and that. And before you ever see him again and kind of set the tone or something.
And because he has both of his parents and Pod doesn't die of a heart attack, his mission is inherently different, in this whole thing. He's just trying to
He's just trying to save people. I mean, they go out of their way to show him saving
squirrels and shit.
Yeah, everything.
Little kids, squirrels, dogs. What did we think about? He is Clark. Clark's a little bit of a hothead, right?
He's a little cocky, cocksure.
He storms in and Luthor is just yelling at him, "Where's the dog?" Like, it's great. But I kind of, as opposed to the Chris Reeve kind of stoic, Superman, I didn't mind. It was different. Look, he did a lot of different things in his take and tried to set it apart from things we got.
Yeah, I think what he wanted to do is make Superman like a regular guy that you could like picture talking to. But then I feel like I don't feel like he should be that. But that's just my opinion.
Well,
but
I think the tone they're going for the Lex Luthor throughout is like it's not a person, it's an it, and he's a god, like he's an alien, like. The whole thing was throughout. This is a threat. Like this isn't anything we should be even. We shouldn't even be like batting an eye to this person or not batting an eye. We shouldn't even acknowledge this person's humanity because he's not. And then throughout the movie, you get him doing these things that are very humane. And then when he finally confronts him at the end and he says gives that speech about like I'm like more human than you, basically.
Right. He's like, this is what you get wrong about me this whole time.
Right. So I think that's what they're going for. Do they like nail that execution? To be debated, but
then the dog comes and attacks Lex, and he could tear him to shreds. He should,
right?
But somehow he's alive. Lex.
I agree with you. I agree. In those points, I'm like, this is James Gunn injecting himself into the movie by undercutting things that should be a little bit more quiet or serious.
Listen, I love crypto. And there's still a lot to break down, but I think right here, we're going to take a quick break, fellas.
Are we going to play some promos?
We're going to play some promos. Superman Breakdown continues right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention podcast listeners and YouTube watchers. I'm Logan, the host of Mostly Superheroes, a weekly pursuit for the world's best stories with an emphasis on live-action superhero stuff. Every week, join me, PC Mike, The Giggler, Scotty Scoop, and Carrie as we talk MCU, DCU, books, TV, movies, and more. MostlySuperheroes.com is where you want to be. Watch us on YouTube, listen where you get your podcast, and we'll see you Sunday on Patreon. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Check out what's been going on with the Pop Culture Cosmos Show and the PCC Multiverse.
I see the potential for basically like another Netflix kind of paradigm shift where here comes this other major player. They have a ton of resources. Apple could change the way that entertainment is consumed.
They say it's the only time this year that you'll have stars from each brand battling each other, and we know it's not going to be the case, but they like to say that, and more power to them, I guess.
Well, it's a big first step, bringing all those superheroes together. There were definitely some parts of the movie that I really enjoyed, and then there were some parts that I thought just kind of fell short of expectation.
Part of it has to be something to do with how it's being promoted, and this is a thing where audiences do not agree with critics.
That's the Pop Culture Cosmos Show.
And the PCC Multiverse, every week on Apple Podcasts.
And over a dozen of your favorite streaming and podcasting options.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy this show and are enjoying our breakdown of Superman so far, it's a great time to join our Patreon fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And for as little as $3 a month, you can give back, support the show, and you get stuff like access to an exclusive podcast feed where the shows come out early. There is bonus content. We would have heard all of our instant reactions to Superman. Plus, Anthony, you turned in your ranking of the 2025 movies you saw so far. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
That was great. I saw a lot of people doing that. A lot of fucking movies that come out already this year. It's so much better than last year. And then Ruggs had a couple of bits. You were analyzing the Superman reviews before the movie. And then
I was analyzing all of these crazy gushing reviews.
People love that, though. There was good comments. Yeah. Then you get his instant reaction. Then you can hear Superman Returns review. We'll get into that later. But most importantly, you can also join us for our monthly Discord hangouts. Fellas, this month's hangout is here already. It's this Thursday, July 17th.
Oh my God.
Have fun.
Anthony's going to be out of town. I know that much. But come on by. We are going to have a great time talking about Superman. You can try to change Ruggs' mind, right? I don't know. Lots of other fun stuff. jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Good luck with that.
Okay, back into it. Let's just do a bunch of what did you think about? I'm going to start here. What did you think about Lex Luthor and his plan and Nick Holt's performance?
So what was his plan? Can you explain that, Anthony?
What was his plan? It was a long plan, but basically he was doing everything he could to turn the public against Superman, and he was looking for a way to do that.
He uses this war that's happening in Baravia and whatever is
Jahanpur. He creates this conflict.
And then he uses the hammer of Baravia to fight Superman to distract him, so he could lead him to the Fortress of Solitude.
Right.
And then he uses the hammer of Baravia, who is Ultraman, who is a clone of Superman,
right?
Just like in Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
A little bit of hair sample DNA.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of callbacks to a lot of those movies.
And he goes and finds the Fortress of Solitude, Jor-El's message, and he uses that message to discredit Superman and uses it against Superman.
To almost have the government give him permission to take down Superman. But
he was looking for a reason to turn the public against Superman.
But there was a bit of his plan that reminded me of Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor's plan from the first Superman, where he was going to be, it said Luthor, the land was called Luthor something, like Otisburg, like he wanted to take over that land and build stuff there and be king.
Yeah, there's a little real estate deal
going
on there.
Real estate scam, just like Gene Hackman Lex.
Was the question, what did we think of his plan? Or what was the question? I'm sorry. Or what do we think of Lex Luthor?
I think the idea of getting permission to kill Superman is actually a good thing, because everybody loves Superman. And you don't want to be seen as the bad guy. You want to be seen as the savior. But when he finally gets Superman to turn himself in, the public's against him. He has him in his pocket universe, which I fucking hate this whole idea. And then he's got him in a cell with kryptonite, and he's got a gun. He doesn't just shoot him and kill him right there.
Well, he had
some questions he wanted to ask. It was kind of they're drawing out something because you had to draw it out. But
it's total writing.
Dude, but when he shoots that dude Molly, I was like, oh, shit, like it gets dark a little bit. And it was just crazy. He was like, oh, I didn't think it was going to end that fast. I do like that you get the sense that he has been studying Superman and he's got all these moves. And I love how in the beginning he's directing it like a movie or a video game.
You like that?
I thought that was kind of fun. I was like, look, he's got these contingencies. He's thought about this.
The idea of him like knowing all Superman's moves, I figured he would just program it into him like instead of having to shout it out.
Well, Ultraman's an idiot, I guess, and needs just.
I agree with you. I agree with both what you're saying. So I also mentioned in my review exactly the same thing that you said in your Patreon thing, Ruggs. I said Lex Luthor comes off as mustache twirling.
Yeah,
it's very. I wish. I like what they're. I get what they're doing. They're trying to go. Hey, Lex Luthor in this is reprehensible, and it's not like Gene Hackman where you can laugh with him and all that stuff.
I mean, you hate him. Did we hate him?
You hate him, and they also want to establish, hey,
he's evil.
This guy is a guy, but he has so many resources and he's so obsessed. Like it's believable that he can pose a threat to Superman. Okay, I get
he's
it.
just jealous.
I get it. Okay, that's fine, and I don't mind that at all. I just wish there was a little more nuance to him.
Yeah, he's very.
I wish he's very much,
over the top.
Yeah, he's very like. Ha ha ha! I'm evil.
Yeah,
and it's like Superman is much more.
It makes
nuanced.
him less threatening. It makes him less threatening. It's like Cobra Commander, or just a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy.
Yeah. I wish we would have got a scene where like we see him as a normal like corporate person, and then get his perspective on like maybe he is doing some things that are like nefarious, but he has like this ulterior motive that like whatever.
More
They don't have any nuance
side.
to why he's motivated to kill Superman.
That's why I really think, and just the way this movie starts, just the whole idea that we're starting in the middle is terrible, because I think it's very juvenile to think that we have to show Superman's origin. We don't, but we do have to show what happens in this movie that's important to establish these characters and to make them better. And we could have imagine Lex, top guy in the world, like super like famous. All of a sudden Superman comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden his whole world is rocked.
Right.
And we could see a little bit of that. And then we go, okay, when he has this hate for Superman, we really understand it.
We get why,
And it's like little kids don't care if they're going to watch this movie but as an adult, I do.
But I will say, if I was like 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, I think this is the best fucking movie I've ever seen.
You don't question it because a bad guy's a bad guy.
I would think this is the fucking greatest movie. I want all the toys. I'm in. Like
no, that's the vibe they're kind of going for. Is that Saturday afternoon cartoon?
He nails it. I did love when Lex smashes the mug and he's just like, pick that up, and then he just knocks it over again. I was like, what a dick. He's such a dick. But it's a little one note. It's silly. Them picking it all up is a little silly.
Uh,
And Ruggs,
I would have preferred, just spitballing this, I would have preferred Lex is in control of a lot of things. He wants to like make sure everything is, he has ulterior motives and he's always motivated by estate and growing the business, but he also is like trying to do some good. And he has like this motivation of, there's all these metahumans out here. I've kind of got a pulse on everything. And then this wild card comes in, Superman, this alien that I can't account for. And because I don't know this thing, I immediately, because of my worldview, view this as a threat.
So they surface level tried to make him the hero of his story with this Planet Watch thing, and he wants to protect the planet. But ultimately, it all comes down to he just wanted to kill Superman. He just created this thing just so he could kill Superman. Planet Watch is a really dumb name also.
You know what else is a dumb name? Here's a what do you think about question. Justice Gang is a dumb name.
Let's talk
it's
about
deliberately stupid, but like
I thought the gang was funny, where she's like, "That's not our name," because maybe.
I'm not even talking about the gag. I'm just talking about their inclusion in the movie. I think
let's
them
talk
being
about
in the
them.
movie.
I feel like they shouldn't be in the movie,
I
even though
agree.
I liked Mr. Terrific a lot.
He was great. I thought he was a standout. I was not expecting that.
I would have sacrificed him to get more of this Superman story right.
Goddamn
I
terrific.
completely agree. I think when you're watching the movie and you're listening to Nathan Fillion make the jokes, they can be kind of funny, and he looks stupid, and it's amusing. But when you take a step back, Hawkgirl doesn't even need to be in the movie.
Not really.
Fillion is merely like he's just jokes, and then Mr. Terrific, you could have done had something else happen to make those scenes
when they're on screen, I feel like I'm watching a parody of comic books.
I mean, they're in the Maxwell Lord suits, and he's setting them up. We're gonna see them in Peacemaker. This is eventually gonna lead to some kind of Justice League. You have the hall there; it's under construction.
When they're in the movie, and I'm looking at because James Gunn's going to be running this universe.
Yeah.
I don't want to take this into like another conversation, but hear me out. When they're in the movie and they're doing their like comedy bits, I'm just going, how the fuck is Batman going to be in this universe?
Oh, it's gonna be a different Batman.
How can you treat anything seriously in this universe?
I mean, you're right though. It does not. He does not take a lot of things seriously. He made this movie not that serious.
That tone works for Guardians.
Yeah.
I don't know that it works to build an entire universe.
Well,
That's
he's
something that's
also
leading up to this.
He said that all the other movies are going to have different tones. The movies will not have the same tone. This is just the tone. But to your point, we're going to see Guy Gardner drop many F-bombs in the Green Lantern show, apparently, which is a completely different tone, same character.
Well, see, I just think that we had, unfortunately, two directors that swung too far in the opposite direction.
I can see that.
Snyder, way too nihilistic, way too serious.
Yeah.
And then this guy's way too not serious.
But he's a reaction to what Snyder did, right? Whether consciously or not consciously, he's trying both.
I think he's a reaction, but also he's a reaction. But I also think we've seen enough of Gunn where this is just him.
Yes, it is.
This
very
is his
much
style.
Yeah. I thought Nathan Fillion played lovable asshole great. I love the line where Lois is like, that haircut should be against your motto. He's like, what? What'd you say? Hawk girl screeching? I don't know how I feel about that.
I hate that. I hate it with a passion.
Kind of weird.
I hate the shots of her face.
It's like stretched
I'm like, what are you
out
doing?
a little bit. But I fucking love Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific was the best character out of them all because he's played he's a straight man.
Yeah. He is the genius.
And we've never seen that character.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen him on
screen, and
on CW. He was in CW.
Yeah, but that character is what? C level?
Yeah.
That's not a character we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been on Justice League Unlimited. Yeah. So I know.
I love where he goes, circles. Circles are two-dimensional. These are spheres. I love when he's like, I'm Mr. Goddamn Terrific. I don't need your help.
Can we talk a little bit about, I know we spent some time, I just want to give some props. I do enjoy, let's talk about just the Daily Planet in general. Lois,
the whole game,
Jimmy, and the whole Perry White. So I think they nail Lois, as we mentioned earlier.
Yes,
you guys,
absolutely.
Why is Jimmy like a hot guy?
Jimmy
He's like
being,
I
don't know.
Jimmy being a hot guy.
He's a ladies' man. Eve Tessmacher just was falling all over him. I thought that was going to be dumb, but then to their credit, the way what happens with Eve and the backgrounds of the picture, I thought that was kind of clever. But again, he did something different just for the sake of doing something different.
It's like they did like hot guy. Was Jimmy Olsen hot in Supergirl or something?
I thought in the comics though, Jimmy's dated a lot of different characters. Like he's dated everybody. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a swing that I didn't completely.
I didn't get it at first. Like, who are they fawning over, Clark?
Right. It was confusing. I did think the same thing. I was like, are they looking at Jimmy? The fuck is going on here? Why did Cat Grant look like Sabrina Carpenter? I don't know. She's hot. It's fine. Perry White could have used a little bit more. I liked Wendell Pierce.
Oh, yeah, he got shortchanged a lot, big time.
And then Beck Bennett as Steve Lombardo had one funny line when they're in the ship, and he's like, "Where's my seat?"
Those are the things. Those are the things where, like, I know Gunn loves ensembles.
Yeah.
Instead of injecting the Justice Gang, he could have just played with the ensemble that exists, which is the Kents and the Daily Planet.
And the Daily Planet people. Yes, we definitely could have used more time hanging out with them.
They're actually interesting.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Lexus crew? The girl, what's her name?
The engineer.
The engineer.
Now.
Oh, the engineer, and then Ultraman.
And Ultraman and Eve Tessmacher. I'm torn on the engineer because I was like, this character, again, is almost unnecessary. She's part of the Authority, which is a movie he was planning, but she is the one who gets the rest of the message. Maybe you could have done that a different way. She seemed kind of badass.
I didn't mind them. I did like that there are people that can hurt Clark that don't have kryptonite. Like, I like that he's a little more vulnerable, right? She sticks the nanites or whatever.
Oh, yeah, down his fucking lungs is kind of creepy, and he's throwing it up.
Yeah, some body horror from James Gunn. He loves to do that.
Yeah, he loves that. But I didn't necessarily have a problem with them. I think it's when you add in everything else that's where I start to feel like it's just so bloated with all the characters you have in this.
Well, then you got Ultraman, right? Where we start the movie with him getting beat down, and you're like, who the fuck can do this? But I think it makes sense once you find out that it's a clone of Superman.
I
forgot.
Do you remember who is fighting who in the baseball field?
Okay, this is what happens. I remember exactly.
Because he was fighting the Ultraman,
yes,
and the girl was fighting Mr. Terrific.
Well, what happened was you had Mr. Terrific and Superman ready to go do something, and they both get taken out. The engineer takes down Mr. Terrific, and Ultraman takes down Superman. But then the engineer, like Mr. Terrific's out. He hits the ground, he's unconscious, so she focuses her attention on Superman. So he's kind of fighting both of them for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Then they go into the sky.
Then they go into the sky with the whole nanite thing.
And he drops them down into and they're in the crevice. And that's where the end of the movie happens, is they're in this black crevice. That's so boring background.
What did we think about the Pocket Dimension and Metamorpho?
I hate Pocket Dimension. I hate the monkeys. I hate
monkeys.
I hate the fucking jail. I hate that Lex has a big jail full of people that he knows. It's so stupid.
I mean, Lex is hiding like political prisoners and friends, and he's hiring it out to people. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's an unstable fucking thing, as Mr. Terrific tells us. I thought Metamorpho.
They should have left this whole thing out.
I like Metamorpho though. I never thought I'd see him live action and
Metamorpho could be in the movie. The Pocket Universe needs to go. And
I think I lean towards Ruggs on this. The Pocket Universe is just another thing thrown into the movie.
I think you could have had a better button it up really, really well if you took away the Pocket Universe, the whole world-ending Pocket Universe splitting the world, and Superman should have been at the very end during this war and ended this war instead of the Justice Gang.
I agree.
That would have been he started the problem, he fixes the problem. And they rob him of that too.
I mean, you got a proton river and a black hole, and it gets super. I was like, "Holy shit! This is like
baby.
a fucking,
oh my god!
This is like a
baby.
cartoon or some wacky comic book." He's holding up the baby,
terrible,
fighting these raptors in this pixel river thing.
Completely horrible.
It was wacky.
It was wacky.
It was fucking wacky. That's for sure.
It was out there. It was very out there. I get what Gunn's doing, right? So he's injecting this kind of real world ish stuff to it with the underlying politics of they literally go out of the way and say it's the U.S. supporting Moravia, supporting a genocidal nation.
That was wild that it was.
Which you could say, might be an Israel-Palestine callback.
It's
and then you also
Russia, Ukraine, India, Pakistan. But a lot of these things are.
No. What are you talking about? The U.S. is not supporting Russia.
I mean, at the end, by the end, it was more Israel-Palestine, which is wild.
That's the vibe I was getting.
That he was going for that. Yeah.
He was also injecting the political prisoners and then the manipulation of social media. But
it's topical shit.
Wait. Can I just want to address another fumble? There's that there's a couple of great scenes, and you got the little kid raising the flag saying Superman. Guess what? Superman never shows up.
He doesn't show up that time. No. He was busy.
He never shows up. He never shows up, and he should. That would have been great. He never does.
The Justice Gang helped out.
Yeah, and with middle fingers of all fucking over the top stupid shit to do.
I thought this was hilarious. That's what Guy Gardner. But that's what Guy Gardner would do.
Yeah, he does. He does it. But
and I love that Metamorpho joined them. I love Metamorpho felt bad when that guy got shot. I felt all that.
It is Guy Gardner, but it doesn't need to be Guy Gardner in this movie.
Yeah, I think that makes. I don't know. I feel like this whole thing of the Moravia invading whatever that another place is. Jahanpur. Yeah. It's just a bunch of people in a desert. It doesn't even look like a city or anything's there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? It looks like I'm watching a sci-fi episode on the Sci-Fi Channel. There's no set here.
It's a fictional world.
What is this?
It's a fictional world. That's what it looks like.
Where they just live in sand?
Sure. It's a fictional world. It's not real.
It's terrible. And they're all going to go fight the war on the sand. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
No, it really, when you think about it,
it looks terrible.
I agree with Ruggs.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at it and I go, wait, none of these people have any guns?
No, they got sticks and stones.
But that's just so unrealistic. They don't have anything. Where's the military? If it was that easy, they would have already been conquered. If literally the army was a group of people with sticks and stones,
yeah,
they're never. the country would have been fucking steamrolled in a second.
What were they waiting for?
Yeah, there was no reason.
It was just, I don't know. I felt like I was watching some subpar sci-fi like level TV shit.
Okay, what?
There was a lot of times this felt like TV.
I mean, you know what? I can see that. Actually, I don't disagree with that. I got those feels a little bit. What did we think about Crypto, Anthony?
I didn't mind Crypto. I do think there was some moments where he was cutting the scene. I do think the Lex scene, he undercuts it. Throwing a dog in there is always gonna throwing a dog in there and having the dog be in peril immediately makes you go, oh man, like these guys are evil. We need to get the fucking dog out. Like I understand that. I think Crypto is gonna be divisive for a lot of people. I don't have a strong opinion either way.
Okay,
but I think a lot of people probably hate Crypto. A lot of people really like Crypto. I think it's a choice Gunn made is to focus.
I feel like it's just Gunn being overindulgent
a little bit.
I think Crypto. There's room for Crypto in Superman, absolutely. But does he have to be James Gunn's dog and act like James Gunn's dog? And
look, he couldn't get his wife in this, so he put this dog.
I thought she was the voice of something in this movie.
Probably.
Listen, if you have a chance to put your dog in a movie, you can fucking put your dog in the movie.
I think as I said, there's room for Crypto, but it stole too many moments from Superman.
Indulgent.
I liked the whole convention of Lex gets his dog,
right,
and he's like, "Where's the dog?"
Right.
And he goes in and looking for the dog, and Lex fucking with him. That's fine.
Lex muttering, dog with the red cape, and he goes, "What'd you say?" And he's like, "Nothing."
Yeah.
Look, you know what I'm going to say? I'm a fucking dog guy. I literally, you guys, I have.
It's not even a real dog in.
Listen, I have a foster dog in the room with me right now. He's been joining me on a couple of podcasts. He's laying there. I loved it. I love the fact that he was a scamp. He was really funny. And with the reveal that it's actually his cousin Supergirl's dog, it makes so much sense because I don't know if you've ever watched like your relatives or a friend's dog, and if they're just not trained, like you really can't do anything. You just have to deal with it. And you're like, and then the way she is explains how he is. I thought,
no, that makes complete sense.
And then the post-credit scene is dumb, but it was adorable. Him just giving him a little hug on the moon. I was like, I love Crypto. He's such a good boy. Good boy. I can't say anything bad about Crypto. I'm sorry.
Literally, the both of you are exactly what I was talking about. Either you're going to love the dog or you're going to hate the dog.
I thought Crypto was great.
There's no middle ground on the dog.
Speaking of which, we got some cameos. You saw John Cena in there for a quick second as Peacemaker. That's pretty funny. Well, for whatever. I like this one. Christopher Reeve's son, Will Reeve, is an actual ABC anchor, and he is one of the reporters you see on the thing. And he looks just like him. You should be able to.
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice? Like, he looks just like his father. It's great. You get Sean Gunn as Maxwell Lord for a hot second.
Okay, that's stupid.
At the end, I don't know if that needed to be in there because they don't.
Please don't have Sean Gunn play Maxwell Lord.
He's playing Maxwell Lord. Previously,
too late.
Played by Pedro Pascal in Wonder Woman 1984.
Well, that was a bad version.
That was also a bad version. But Maxwell Lord is the guy who is funding the fucking Justice Gang. They got his suits on. And then here's the thing. What did you think about the Supergirl cameo at the end? Millie Alcock shows up. She's
calls him a bitch, which I don't know.
I thought it was hilarious.
I don't know anything. Yeah. I don't know anything about Supergirl. So
what, she comes in all unruly, kind of drunk, and he mentions, she's been partying on planets with red suns because we can't get drunk on a planet with a yellow sun. And yeah, she calls him a bitch. That was hilarious. Thanks for watching him, bitch. But I read the beginning of Superman Woman of Tomorrow, and that's exactly what the story is. It's Supergirl hanging out on planets, getting drunk. She's kind of like a fuck up punk rock
Paris
kid.
Hilton.
And another girl approaches her needing her help to either rescue her dad or take down her king father. I forget what it is. And then it goes on from there. Lobo is involved. So that is perfect. That is a setup for Supergirl, which we are getting next year. I thought she looked great. I kind of like this attitude, this Supergirl with this attitude. Who's just
I'll ride with it. I mean, what's different?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
I'll give a shout out to, while we're still talking about the movie, obviously, I will give a shout out. The music helps a lot, right? Whenever they put the old John Williams score remixed, like I think that covers a lot of maybe bad scenes or scenes that wouldn't be as good.
Yeah.
While the action was okay, the one action scene I did have goosebumps for is when he gets up into the air and then starts shooting his laser vision.
When he does the tornado spin.
Yeah. That was the only one where I went, okay, that's pretty cool. The rest of it, I honestly don't remember any of the other action.
I felt a lot of it looked video gamey.
I agree with that.
And I didn't like the flying. It was like that close up shot and these crazy fast pans that are spinning and whirling around. And I was like,
that's a little much. I actually enjoyed the Mr. Terrific in the desert action scene.
yeah, he had the best action scene.
Than any of,
he had the most, like, you could see what was going on.
He's kind of like dancing, performing, and he's punching, and these things are taking. It was fun.
Well, when it comes to the action, I will give credit to Snyder, who I hate, but when he makes Superman fly for the first time, it is so wondrous.
Pretty epic.
And in this, it's Rugg said it on his Patreon. The wonder is not there the way they shoot it with him flying in this.
But, I felt it connecting to the kid in me, though, a lot in the sense of wonder, not adult wonder. But
I just think it's because you see the S in the underwear and then you're locked in already. You're like such a fanboy. That's all. You can't help it. You're like a dog that sees a piece of bacon.
He's saving squirrels.
Well, it's crazy to me that I am surprised, even on Letterboxd, that it's a 4 out of 5. Like, that's a pretty. When it gets to 4 stars on Letterboxd, that means the cinephiles really like it.
Yeah.
It must just be that people really fuck with James Gunn, and I do too. But I just don't see it in this.
I really think that number one, that people are so fatigued of these brooding heroes that something lighter and something funny is always a good time. People want to laugh. And a lot of people don't care about Superman anymore. People don't care. So he's not as precious as he once used to be. Yeah. So people are just down for James Gunn, and they're down to laugh, and they don't care like what gets ruined because he's doing it.
Speaking of laughing, did any of the humor land for you guys?
What was the funniest thing? I don't remember.
To me, the funniest line was during the interview scene where Lois is like, "How do you think this is going?" And he goes, "Well, I think I'm doing a great job." I thought that was fucking funny. That got me every time.
The interview scene, I did have some chuckles. I mean, I laughed throughout the movie. I don't know that there's any one scene, though, that sticks out where I went, oh, I have to write that down as the funniest line.
The Guy Gardner line about his haircut was funny. There was a couple of funny things that I laughed twice out loud, a couple times. Some of it didn't land as much the second time, but I didn't think it went crazy with the humor, and it needed some in there.
It's a light movie.
Yeah. How about, okay, what about that scene with this? I thought the scene was very interesting and pretty effective. The dimensional imp scene where he's just taking a break from fighting this thing. And he's like, they can handle it. And he has that talk with Lois and brings up again, what did you mean when you said, this is not going to work? I thought that was kind of, he finally let it breathe with because remember they put out a picture and there was that big eyeball thing in the back. I was like, what the fuck is that?
This is the thing. I think the idea of it could be cool. Like Superman's like, the Justice Gang's got this.
Right.
But then what's happening in the background is kind of distracting from what's happening in the scene.
A little bit, because I was like, the fuck is that thing?
And it's just like they're having this big conversation and Green Lantern's making a baseball bat and hitting it.
People were laughing during that scene.
Yeah. But like you're undercutting the scene where they're about to tell each other they love each other.
Right. Are you supposed to be laughing during the scene? People are fucking laughing.
It sucks a lot of the wind out of that stuff. I don't know why he does it. He's like,
I found it humorous, but I end up agreeing with Ruggs. Like, it was hard for me to fully focus on a pretty pertinent conversation they're having.
Yeah.
Because you're also meant to be laughing at what's happening in the back. It's like, it reminded me of when Lucas remastered his Star Wars films and started just throwing superfluous shit everywhere.
Yes, there's now spaceships everywhere. Yes, it's like, why?
It's like,
unnecessary.
Well, you don't really need that in the background.
What'd you guys think of the robots?
I think they didn't need to be in there. I mean, they had robots before.
I think Alan Tudyk's hilarious. Any voices
Gary?
Gary. He's like, okay, Gary. He's like, 4 is a name. And he goes, so is Gary. It was funny. That made me laugh.
that was cute. There's been robots, even in the Zack Snyder ones, there was robots that talked and stuff. It's just that these were kind of these retro, whatever. And I think John Byrne, when he did Man of Steel, got rid of all that shit. And then they slowly brought all that stuff back because people missed it,
All-Star
I guess.
Superman had these, I think they're straight from All-Star Superman, had the same robots. But you feel it when 4 goes down. When he comes back, you're like, oh shit, he fucking just ripped 4 in half.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can use them. They're part of the canon. So I say, yeah, fine, they're fine.
Ruggs, what do you got on your boy? Frank Grillo. He didn't have much to do.
He did nothing.
He didn't have anything.
He
to
did
do.
jack shit. They didn't use the Grillo.
I'll tell you what he does do. He gets to arrest Captain America and Superman. It's kind of an accomplishment.
Well,
as far as the
gets
career
around.
goes. Also, he didn't have the white hair that we saw him in Creature Commandos.
Or a yellow shirt.
Or the yellow shirt. But we will see more of him. I'm just happy seeing him. Yeah, he didn't really have a lot. Didn't really do a lot. Was it hypno glasses that?
They just say
or were
that
they
too.
joking about that?
They're joking.
Because when Anthony, we hung out recently, and your hair looks like Clark Kent, David Cornswet. With the glasses, I mean, if you push it back, you look completely different. But I was confused. I was like, wait, is it really hypno glasses?
But you have broccoli hair now?
He's got a little bit.
Oh my God.
Bilotti saw me the other day or yesterday, and he immediately goes, "Your hair."
Yo, quick shout out to John Bilotti, who was in town, and we hung out. And what did we show him? He got to see Chicago's naked bike ride in person 2 times.
Oh, shit.
That's a special trip to Chicago.
Well, he requested it. He said, "I want to get some wieners
and some hot dogs."
And then I said, "Oh yeah, and some hot dogs."
Hey, you're gonna get them.
Bilotti came to town. We gave him wieners and hot dogs. It was fantastic.
Yeah. What the fuck were we talking about before that?
Hypno glasses.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. There's no good way. You have to really science it up or come up with some bullshit to even cover up the fact that everyone would just know right away. That's
That was in the comics from like the original 30s. They had mentioned hypno glasses like once in the original.
I'm surprised he didn't do that though, because with the way how comic booky he goes,
right?
Or
Might
how
as
wacky,
well just do it.
Might as well have said,
Just
"Oh, the
fucking
glasses
do
are
it.
hypno glasses."
Yeah, you can go either way with that one.
Okay, now we established these questions at the beginning of this review. I want us to come around and see if he has accomplished any of this. Before we get there, anything else that what did you think about?
I really think that another James Gunn thing that he did that was annoying was that he had to start the kaiju out small.
Like to be a cute little kaiju, and he's like,
Yeah.
it's awfully small. The guy's like,
And
"It's gonna get
I didn't
bigger."
like the kaiju at all, by the way. I thought it was really goofy.
Oh, we didn't even
and
talk about
not
what you
fun.
think about the kaiju. Yes, that's an important what you think about.
It's not the best kaiju I've ever seen. It's not even close.
It's a giant cuddle toy.
Yeah.
That I didn't mind it. I don't know that I was, over the moon about it. And also he did this in Guardians 2. They
Yes.
fight a kaiju in Guardians 2
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
I mean,
They did this in just Suicide Squad.
yes, with the big
They fight a kaiju there.
Starro eye thing,
Yeah.
and he loves eye violence. He does it again, punching him in the eye. I don't know why. It reminded me of the Suicide Squad, but I liked. It was a way to show that Clark was like, can we just not kill him and put him in a thing and study him? And Guy Gardner's like, stop being such a wuss. And like, he didn't want to kill it. He was trying to be gentle and he's saving squirrels. But then when it went down, I was like, who's clearing this? Who took this out? Did he remove this out of the way? Just left it there?
Oh, what about let's talk about things that I remember that being kind of funny. Was there, he's stopping the kaiju foot and there's a dog there.
Yes, he's like, get out of here. Girl, he has to blow it.
He has to blow it out of the way.
I thought that moment
But-
worked. That was funny.
That was kind of a funny moment. That could have been in any Superman movie.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Donner movie.
Yeah.
That would have fit in there.
So
there are times where it does work.
I mean, you see all these influences, right? They're all from the Donner movies to the comics, the Superman Birthright, even some Max Fleischer cartoons from the 50s, the animated. He's like pulling from you, and you get that he is a fan and he loves the characters and he's into the comic books. Like I felt that.
I do miss the awe-inspiring mythicality of Superman.
Yeah.
I do miss that. I feel like he's very pedestrian and very salt of the earth. And I feel like, I don't know, it's
a choice.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're making it by throwing you in and it's just having all this wackiness around him. It does make Superman in a way less special because literally anything can happen in this movie.
And I think Green Lantern is doing way as much saving as Superman is doing.
Right.
And he seems less special with all these other meta-humans around.
I mean, it's a team movie. It's a Superman movie, but it's a team.
Yeah, but
it's
you know what? I still want
to.
you still, even when you buy DC Comics or you watch the Justice League, Superman has a different air about him. There's just they just present him in a way, and the other people react to him in a way. Even the people around, the regular people, like the normal humans, react in a way that there is some kind of
a respect,
something more to him, you know? So you're missing that. You're missing that a little bit.
Well, he's always been the character everyone like respects their opinion and decision and looks to for leadership, like in the cartoons. But this is 3 years in. Maybe he hasn't got here. Okay, let's figure out, did James Gunn nail the assignment? Did he get the assignment? Does this movie erase the baggage of the DCU movies and give people something to look forward to? What do you guys think?
Who's going to start? Me?
You start.
A couple ways to look at this. One, the ultimate assignment for any movie is to make money. And it sounds like this movie's going to make money.
Check.
Right? So, and it seems like there's a lot of people that are really enjoying this. So that's ultimately, right, like the number one assignment is it going to make money, and are the majority of people that see it happy?
Yeah.
Seems like that's the case for both. So check. As far as, like, for me, was this a great movie? No, I think this is an okay movie, a good movie, good time. Again, not the home run I expected. I am a little, and I said this leading up, I James Gunn really works with like Guardians and like Suicide Squad, where he can take characters that aren't as popular and do whatever he wants with them, and it's fine because they're kind of in this little pocket of a bigger universe. Him running an entire universe, though,
yeah,
and starting it with Superman, and when we now see what the tone could be for a lot of these movies, and that makes me question the tone overall, because you can't have, I mean, I don't know. If everything is like this, it's all Saturday morning cartoon.
Sure.
Like I meant, again, I'll say it one more time. What is Batman going to be like in this universe? I mean, literally, he could be, I mean, not full out, but I mean, it more leans Adam West or Batman Forever than it does
a little bit
any sort of serious, if you're going to have Batman in this.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
Batman and Robin even.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it's just, I'm curious to see how, and this is the first movie, but, you know, we also have Creature Commandos. So we kind of got a feel for what he's doing. I'm curious what kind of leeway everyone else is going to get, and how that's all how he's going to like combine all that. If like he's letting directors do their own thing,
right?
How is that all going to mesh into a bigger movie? I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence on like what the universe is going to look like.
We will see that with Supergirl. Also, I did enjoy the Gotham City Easter egg on the street sign. That's the only reference on the highway. There was off ramp.
Did not even catch
you didn't catch that? It's at Gotham City. Real quick, Ruggs. Is this a good start to the new DCU? Did he get the assignment right?
Yes and no, because yes, he got a big box office opening. He's got great reviews, which I really don't understand the mass hysteria that it's these gushing reviews. But generally, everyone that I've talked to seems to have this different view of the movie than I do. So I don't know. I mean, I'm in the minority here, thinking that it's not a great film, and I might be in the minority saying that I don't want this to be my DC universe coming. Like I enjoy Peacemaker because James Gunn's playing with toys no one cares about.
Right.
All right. He's playing with a character, an unknown character, no one gives a shit about, not popular. He can do whatever. It's a joke. It's funny. It's a good time. But that's not for everything in the DC universe, and certain things like Batman and you know, various other things have a verisimilitude to them or some groundedness to them,
right?
That makes them better that way.
Yeah.
You can't get into all that stuff if this is just badness. Comic books have been trying to balance this forever, right? You have whenever you have a Justice League, whenever you have an Avengers, you have all of these different characters from their own books with different tones coming in, and you have to establish a middle ground tone, right? That has a little bit of comedy, has a little bit, and he just went full in the other direction. So
you don't think he showed any restraint at all?
No, it's the most wacky movie that he has.
So super indulgent.
Yeah,
It's wackier than I mean, I think the Guardians get wackier. I feel like he showed a little bit of restraint, a little bit, just a little bit, compared to what we've seen. Maybe.
Okay.
Look, here's what I see. Right? I think
love that response. Okay.
I feel like that pocket universe with monkeys on computers and all of his people that pissed him off in a cell.
Yeah,
is not beyond ridiculous. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
There's nothing name something in any James Gunn movie that's more stupid than that.
I'll have to think about that, but you may be right. I will say I think he does the job. Here's what I saw based on the last few movies from the DCU and the reactions and the kind of petering out of fans and audience love. I saw people coming back enjoying a colorful movie from DC that are excited now about the future. So I do think he does get like a B+ on this assignment to starting the DCU, and it's definitely a win for Warner Brothers.
I'm going to make a prediction. I feel like 3 movies into this James Gunn universe, we're all going to be singing a different tune.
Okay.
It's just like the Zack Snyder. Everyone thought that was going to be fucking badass. And then Batman vs. Superman came out and everyone heard the word Martha uttered.
Yeah.
And everybody just turned on him. I think.
I mean, some of this discourse reminded me of when BVS came out and how the fucking everybody went nuts in a different way. But look, we were saying.
I don't think it's the same. I think BVS was a lot of really negative discourse.
Yeah. This is kind of the opposite.
This is mostly positive.
Yeah, this is nowhere near BVS level right now.
But
because there was people on both sides,
right?
Like saying that it was good, and people is mostly people loving this movie.
Look, I think he does a decent job of introducing this lived-in, breathing new universe where there's been metahumans and these new characters. I want to spend more time with them because he cheated us out of time, but it's in a way it's a success. The big question: did he make a good Superman movie, Ruggs?
Well, I have to give it a score,
no.
Do I just say is it good?
Just
you might as well give it your score at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
if I was gonna give it a score, I'd be like a 6.
Okay,
all right, I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's a movie and it's enjoyable. I can't really strongly recommend it. I could give it like it's if I want to be really generous, it'll be a 6.5. But
okay,
I could see that.
Okay,
that's as high up as I'll go.
Well, I have a couple of ranking categories. We'll get to that in a second. Anthony,
when I walked out of the theater, I went 7.5.
Yeah,
but then as I thought about the movie, and I said this, my score is probably going to lower. So I think I've landed on 6.5 as my score.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's good, and you can have a really good time with it. It doesn't necessarily. I'm curious. I wouldn't say I'm not excited to see more DC movies.
Yeah,
but I'm curious to see how this tone plays out.
Yeah,
and what the other stuff that he's not directing looks like, because now I know what it's going to look like if he's directing everything.
Right.
So like when I'm comparing it to entry gateway superhero movies into universes, right? Man of Steel. After that movie played out, I went, I'm not sure where this is going. So I'm more curious after this one, like a little more excited than after Man of Steel.
Yeah.
But neither of those compare to like the excitement I had after Iron Man, where I went, oh wow,
okay.
Like Iron Man. When I first saw Iron Man, it's a natural comparison because it's the start of a universe.
Yeah.
I went, wow, they nailed that, and they teased more to come, and it makes me wanting to see more. Whereas this movie, I'm like looking at it with like a little, like my head's tilted, like, what is this going to look like?
I feel like if this cast wasn't as good as it is,
it'd be horrible.
This movie would be like a 4.
Yeah.
But the cast saves the movie. Like the fact that it's some of the most perfect, Corn Sweat's greatest Superman.
Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan is great as Lois. And, we have a decent Lex Luthor. Decent, like even though he's a little over the top, I could see Nicholas Hoult reining it in and being a good Lex Luthor. But
So
once Imran gives his score, I want to hear from you guys because you guys both see more Superman content than me. Where Corn Sweat ranks so far in the.
Oh no, I got multiple. We have ranking categories. I got multiple categories. But for me, overall, for the things, the baggage going in, the things he needed to do, the fact that I watched this
8.5.
I watched this movie and it made me feel things. I had fun.
10 out of 10.
I was smiling. I felt the emotional parts when they got emotional. I enjoyed some of the humor. I think it's a pretty good Superman movie for this time, for his take. Corn Sweat is a good Superman for James Gunn. I feel good giving this movie an 8 right now.
Okay.
It's not a perfect movie like many are saying. It has flaws, but overall, I had fun. I felt something. I laughed. I went, "Aw!" What more do you want? It touched me.
I have to. I respect your opinion. The people on going back to Letterboxd that are giving it 5 out of 5 masterpiece. I just don't see that. I don't get it how that's happening.
Right. I agree.
Me neither.
Now
that's why I went on a quest.
That's why you went on the quest.
Having said that, and piggybacking off what you just said, Anthony, I think James Gunn needs to now step back, run the studio, and maybe not direct or write any more movies. I don't think he should. If there's a sequel, I would love to see him hand it off to somebody.
I don't disagree with that.
All right, fellas, we've given our score. Now it's in time for some ranking categories. I think this is pertinent. We got to go through this. I'm going to make you do some work. I got 3 categories I want to hear from you guys. We're going to rank it out of all live-action Superman movies.
Okay.
Then I think we should rank it out of all of James Gunn's comic book movies. And finally, I want to rank David Cornsweet against all live-action people who have played Superman.
Can I throw in something here?
Sure.
All right. Before we rank, I want you to give your best of. So what do you think is before we do this might color your judgment here.
Okay.
What's the best flight scene in any Superman?
Oh,
Superman
man.
flies. That's his main thing, right? Who's got the best Superman flying? Is it this movie? Best fight scene. Don't give me, just think about it when you do your ranking. Best fight scene in a Superman movie. Okay. Best Clark Kent. Best Lois. Best soundtrack.
Okay.
And best Superman scene where he does something super, rescues somebody. Which one of those movies is that?
Oh, shit.
All right. Now
you gave me a lot to think about there.
Well, yeah, because people don't. You got to put it in context for ranking shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I want the people in the audience to do the same thing.
Yes, as you think about this. Let me go real quick. Superman movies. We have, of course, Superman the original, 78, Superman 2 from 81, Superman 3 from 1983, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987. Then we don't get a Superman movie till 2006, Superman Returns. Then we have Man of Steel 2013 and Superman 2025. Now, for me, if I'm going my favorite Superman movies right now, I would say this is my 3rd favorite Superman movie behind the first 2 original. And I'm just going to stop there.
Okay.
Superman Quest for Peace is last. Then maybe after.
You like Superman 3 more than Quest for Peace?
3 I saw in the theaters, and I kind of has a special place because I was real young and Richard Pryor was hilarious. I like 3. So after that, I would put maybe 3 and then Returns, Man of Steel, and then Superman 4. I'm not sure about the bottom. But my 3rd favorite, Anthony?
I'm also going to go, I think it's my 3rd favorite. I've actually never seen Superman 3, so take that for what it's worth.
It is. I mean, it's as some of those movies are as wacky as this movie.
I think the 1 and 2 are clearly up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something a little bit controversial because people don't really like this movie for the most part on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Superman Returns. So it'd be 3-4 with Superman Returns.
Okay.
And then I'd probably have Man of Steel, either Superman 4 or Superman 4 clearly is the worst.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Yeah.
And then Batman v Superman be down there in Justice League. But yeah, that's where I have it. 3 or 4.
Right. Rugs.
Superman 1, Superman 2. Then it gets dicey here. Then I'm like, okay, Superman Returns. And then I have this tied with Man of Steel for fourth.
Oh. It's not like we're dealing with a bouquet of great flowers here.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Then The Quest for Peace, and then Superman 3 is dead last.
Wow, Superman 3 is the worst, huh? Worse than Quest for Peace?
Worse than Quest for Peace?
Yeah, Quest for Peace is terrible, but at least Superman fights somebody.
Funny.
And he picks up the Statue of Liberty, and it's very terrible. But
does he not fight anyone in
Richard
Superman 3?
Pryor. You got Richard Pryor and the robot lady, and
he fights a robot lady instead.
It's weird.
It's terrible.
It's weird. But
I like when Superman has to be tested. So but
he carries a woman in space without a suit.
I did a review of Superman Returns. I rewatched it. It's still not a great movie, but it has the best Superman scene of any movie.
I will agree. The plane scene.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty epic.
That few minutes is fucking peak Superman.
Yeah. But a few minutes out of a whole movie.
I like that scene. I also like the scene where Lois is about to be killed, and then you just see the piano come out of nowhere and knock the guy out.
Oh yeah,
and it's the kid, and you're like, oh fuck, it's his kid.
I forgot about that. I gotta watch that again. I meant to watch Superman
People
Returns.
hate that movie, but I actually like it.
I think I gotta go back.
It's not as people hate the movie now more because it's Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey, who are both two horrible people.
Persona non gratas now. Yes.
But Brandon Routh is not bad as
Wait, all
Superman.
right, hold on. That's a different category. Hold on.
All right, sorry.
Let's move on to the James Gunn comic book movies. We are talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 from 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017, The Suicide Squad, 2021. I did put Peacemaker in here, 2022, because he directed it. I put Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special of 2022. He directed it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 from 2023, and Superman from 2025. For me, this one also, I'm going to say it's my third favorite James Gunn comic book movie. Behind, this is hard. I got Guardians 1 and The Suicide Squad up there, and they flip-flop sometimes. But then I will put a third after that. And then you could do the rest of the Guardians movies and Peacemaker. Anthony, what about you?
So I actually really like all James Gunn's stuff.
I mean, they're all kind of great there.
I like them all. So this is going to sound bad because I just like them all, but I actually have Superman last of all the James.
Shit. Oh,
I think his tone does not fit Superman, in my opinion. Or it doesn't fit. Everything else he's done, he can do because those characters are wacky.
Right.
And that side of the universe is wacky, but not, I don't know. Just with Superman, it just didn't completely work for me.
Superman is wacky, but it doesn't have to be this wacky.
Right.
I mean, and there's a
That's
point
the right
to
way
be
to say
made is that most of his movies deal with anti-heroes and fuck-ups, right? And now he's finally working with a Boy Scout.
Yeah, so he makes Superman good, but then he makes everything around it really silly.
Yeah. Okay. Rugs.
I going to go Guardians is my favorite, and then I'm going to say Suicide Squad is my second favorite.
Yeah.
My third favorite is Peacemaker.
Okay.
And then I will go Holiday Special, Guardians 3, Superman, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I hate the most.
I know you hate 2.
I hate that with a passion.
I'm not surprised. 3 was good.
So, yeah.
All right. Finally, got to rate David Cornsweet. From film, you have such actors as George Reeves, who was Superman on TV and in the movies. Then you got, of course, Christopher Reeves, Brandon Routh, Henry Cavill, David Cornsweet, and then I put in the TV players because there's some good performances. You also have George Reeves. You have 2 people that played Superboy, John Hames Newton, Gerard Christopher. Then you got Dean Cain, Tom Welling, Tyler Hoechlin, and then Brandon Routh again, who was on the CW Arrowverse as the Superman Doomsday. And shit, for me, God, this is Chris Reeves is number 1. I think I may put David Cornsweet second. And then I had actually put Tyler Hoechlin third. I think he's a fucking fantastic Superman, older Superman dad with 2 sons from Superman and Lois. I really love Tyler Hoechlin. And then maybe Henry Cavill and then Brandon Ruth in that order. George Reeves, I mean, it was of a different era. And I think he did great playing that Superman in the 50s. But Anthony?
So I'm not up on all the Superman, so I don't watch the TV shows. I never watched Smallville. I never watched Adventures of Lois Lane, Lois and Clark. So I'm not going to rank. I'm the only ones going to rank are Cavill, Routh, Corn Sweat,
and Reeves.
And Reeves. Yeah. And I actually like all. I don't think there's been a bad Superman actor among those.
That's kind of true. Yeah.
The only issue with the Superman character I've had was with the way Snyder wrote.
Yeah.
Clark Kent, which was played by Cavill. Yeah. But Cavill showed me in his run that like he could do a really earnest Superman. Like he was just given material that made him a lot more angsty. So I would say this Corn Sweat's probably second or third. I really like Brandon Routh as Superman.
Yeah, he was a bad like.
I remember watching Superman Returns in the theater as a teenager, and definitely like a much dumber than I am now. Not that much dumber, but still pretty dumb. And I remember walking out of that movie. I'm like, wow, Brandon Routh is a really earnest. Like I feel like he's an earnest Superman, like Clark. Like I felt that. So yeah, I haven't revisited Superman Returns in a while, but I'd say probably right now Corn Sweat's 2 just because of recency. But maybe if I watched Returns and saw Routh again, I'd be lean towards him maybe being second.
Sure. No, that's solid. Yeah, they all did good for what they were given. Ruggs.
I feel like what Anthony said is perfect. Like it's not the actors themselves; it's what they were given to do. I feel like Cavill had a great physique and air to him. That's great. Brandon Routh also has this air to him that's kind of like otherworldly. Like Christopher Reeves has something that no one else has.
He's perfect.
He's the shining star amongst all these guys. He nailed it. He figured out the archetype. He figured it all out. So I got to give it to him as the top dog. I also didn't mind Dean Cain when I was a kid.
Really?
I thought that he was a pretty good Superman. And as he's an asshole now.
I know. I was like, this fucking Dean Cain.
But before he became a political figure, he was a cool Superman, you know? I like Tom Welling as Clark, but that show was a big dick tease. It never got to Superman.
Until the 10th season. Yeah.
They stretched it out way too long.
So where are you putting Corn Sweat?
I think he's in the mix. He's in the mix with the way that it's been. Like there's no clear.
Yeah.
After Christopher Reeves, there's really, and George Reeves, I don't really give a fuck about. But of the other modern Superman, I think they've all been pretty good.
I mean, Corn Sweat, classically handsome. He's charming.
He looks
relatable.
a little bit like he looks a little bit like Cavill.
Yeah.
He's like a taller dude.
Yeah.
He's like a more tall dude with really large feet. He must have a huge cock.
Big feet.
That's why that's why they brought the fucking pants back, by the way. Because
they put the
Corn Sweat.
They're like, we can't have that bulge.
Huge.
This is a family friendly movie. We can't have that bulge showing.
That's why. Because he's the size of his feet.
Get some baggy trousers.
Look, he's wearing clown shoes.
Got some baggy trunks we can put him in. We can't have this.
That's the reason. Besides Ruggs hunting all the bad reviews or all the good reviews, that's a prime reason to have Rugboy on the show.
Yeah,
look at the feet on that guy. He must have a huge cock.
That's good stuff. Look, and with that, let's check in with some of our Facebook members, News from the Nation, find out what they thought. It's time for News from the Nation. It's time for News from the Nation.
Stinks. It
super fart.
Stinks.
That was a super fart. Oh, how about hashtag super shits? And he gets mad. He goes, that's the one that bothers me the most, Lois. That's kind of funny. Super. What was the other one? It was all these hashtags.
No, the super shits.
Super shit was hilarious. All right, let's find out what the listeners thought. And, it kind of reflects.
Let's see what the hive mind thinks.
There's glowing, but they're kind of all over the place. It's not all one way.
No, it's all good.
It's
what are you talking about?
mostly good. No, it's mostly good. Let's get into it. Wes Cranford. says, I saw this yesterday. I really enjoyed it. He nailed what Superman is supposed to be. And although I think there are probably some issues, I would have to watch the movie again or listen to Ruggs to see. But all in all, I like the handling of the Superman character. The movie was fun. The action was good, particularly like the scene where Lois and Superman are just sitting in the bedroom talking and not going to help the other three fight the monster because he knows they can handle it. Mr. Terrific is, well, terrific. Clark's parents are spot on, as is Lois. Chemistry between Lex and Superman is there too. Actually, I was pleased with the way Lex was portrayed. All in all, it's just a good movie and lots of fun.
Let's alternate. I'll reread the next one. There's so many here.
Yeah.
Ed Kittler. I fucking love this movie.
I
Is it
fucking loved
perfect?
it.
No. Is it fun? Yes. Is it the James Gunn influence and style front and center? Yes. So if that's not your bag, you're probably not going to like it as much as I did. My only sticking point was the Kryptonian recording, but it was overall good enough that I can let that go.
Yeah, people are forgiving. John Bellotti Jr., we're just talking about, also starts with,
I fucking loved it.
he says, it's far from perfect, but if you love the Warner Brothers cartoon / Reeves movies, all of them, damn it, even the nod to part 4, then this is the Superman movie for you. The characters were spot on, and honestly, I'm fucking tired of anti-heroes and moody Batman films. I know we needed this film at this time in our country more than ever. I was genuinely smiling the entire time. I read all the books that influenced this film, and it was spot on. People clapped at the end, and I was moved several times. Bloody love.
Steve Morrison. It's been a while since I've seen a Superman movie and enjoyed it. I certainly did here. All the leads were excellent. Part of it hit me right in the feels. The near world ending split to the pocket universe feels cliche, but I can let that slide. Looking forward to more of this.
That seems to be a trend, is that...
Did you get hit in the feels like this guy, Steve Morrison?
I told you, I did get hit in the feels a little bit. And this seems to be a theme, is that people had such a good time. They're like the little things they're letting slide. Daniel Nosker says, this was a lot of fun. Damn near perfect casting all around. I was worried it wouldn't flow well because it seemed to have a lot to cover, but Gunn did a hell of a job. A few issues with Metamorpho, but it didn't affect my enjoyment. Excited to see it again and with what else is to come in the DCU. I did like that scene where he goes, I found him and a baby and a flying dog and a squiggly man. Mr. Terrific, when he finds them in the thing.
That's the funniest part is he's a straight man. Just how ridiculous everything that's going on around him.
And also, every time Crypto went after the spheres, and then when Clark is like, Crypto, get the toy and take out the cameras. It's great. I love Crypto.
Scott Beck. Great film. I thought Gunn did a great job balancing everything this movie was trying to do. This is a Superman I personally want to see. Stop the hate, the fighting, the othering, and realize that they were all just trying to do our best with the cards we got dealt. We're all going through shit and just trying to take our best foot forward. Lots of laughs, emotions, and overall great message. You're not what your parents set out for you to be. You're who you choose to be, and you should be proud of that. Can't wait to see it again.
A lot of baggage in that.
I like that.
He kind of trauma dumped there a little bit.
Got deep there a little. But if a movie makes you connect with that shit, I mean, that's a success.
Okay.
Adam Morris says, I seriously love this movie. As a dog guy, they did that very well, which I had doubts of with the fully CGI dog. Lex made me hate him, and it's cool that he's this crazy megalomaniacal evil scientist. Can see how he would one day manipulate his way to president. Jimmy Olsen, fantastic casting as well. I also really enjoyed all of the supporting superheroes. Mr. Terrific was a lot of fun too. There is a lot you could nitpick.
And we did.
I won't bother. I had more fun watching this than I have watching anything in a long time.
I feel sad for you.
One movie.
Jeff Chapman with the first maybe negative review. Felt corny to me and couldn't take Lex Luthor seriously. It has good action scenes and special effects though. Man of Steel was better.
Oh, shit.
Also, what was the point of Bradley Cooper being in this for 2 lines? LOL.
He gives it a C-.
C-, correct.
Bradley Cooper.
That's about right.
We talked about like he was trying to follow Brando and Russell Crowe. Then
I like that they have Bradley Cooper in it to say those lines and they're not even in English.
Yeah, I know. He's speaking some made up fucking language. He's just like Kakto, Makatana, Mikalalaba.
Mecca hi, ni ho. Yes.
Justin Zwerner simply said, love the film. Lots of fun. Really hope they create a universe. All right.
And then lastly.
So this one, Anthony, real quick. Sebi Ravi had a really long one, and I threw it into ChatGPT. So you are reading the summary from ChatGPT of his thoughts.
All right. There you go. Sorry, Sebi. It was
really long. I was like, I got to shorten this up.
The reviewer enjoyed the new Superman movie, but found it fell short of expectations. The highlights include excellent casting, especially David Cornsweet, who they feel is the best Superman since Christopher Reeve, and a welcome return to a bright, hopeful tone. They appreciated James Gunn's use of vibrant colors, organic callbacks to past Superman media, and the interesting twist on Superman's origin that emphasized heroism as a choice rather than a destiny or burden. However, the criticisms focused on the script, which felt overstuffed and underdeveloped due to its dual aim of telling a Superman story while also launching a broader DC universe. Plot points felt rushed or unexplained, and Lex Luthor lacked meaningful motivation. Despite Nicholas Holt's strong performance, the character was underwritten. The third act's destruction-heavy climax also felt formulaic. Overall, the film succeeds in reestablishing a hopeful Superman and features a strong lead, but the storytelling struggles to keep up, leaving missed opportunities and otherwise promising reboot. That's the review I agree with
I
most.
feel like that's a really balanced, well put together review. And if you read the whole thing, he does like make the point of it ends in a big CGI battle, as all the movies do. As many different things as he's doing, he still falls back on you got to end a superhero movie.
Well, to summarize, though, I mean, amongst our crew, people love this movie.
Yeah.
So
yes,
they're not going to like this
except
review.
for that one guy that you didn't mention. You meant that review that his response to my stuff. What did he say?
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, so Rugboy put you can find the thread in the Jock and Nerd Nation, plug for that, where Ruggs was on a crusade to find other people that agreed with him that were credible.
I found them.
He did find them. He found a lot of people. And Zach Cooper said something along the lines of, LMAO, stop acting weird. It's a good movie.
It's a great movie. Stop acting weird.
I admittedly am weird. I'm a weird person.
That was so funny.
It's to your enjoyment, everyone.
Yeah.
See my madness and unfold and laugh like Anthony is laughing right now.
I thought that was so funny because Ruggs just going on this crusade. And then the simple response: "Stop being weird.
Stop being weird. It's fun. Just have fun." Ruggs,
I love it.
Did you feel like you were able to process your thoughts enough? I want to make sure give you the platform enough time.
Well, I think we touched on everything.
Okay.
I really think that yes, you can go in and have fun with the movie. And there's nothing wrong with liking this movie. It's got a lot of funny moments and it's entertaining. I mean, I gotta say, it's got a good cast. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
And it's got a quick pace because it's stuff with so much stuff. It just goes one thing to the next.
Yeah.
So I could see you going there and just having this kind of thing wash over you.
Yeah.
But I'm not a movie watcher. I'm a movie critic.
Right.
I review. We review movies.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I have to give it its due. I'm sorry it might piss people off, but that's what I do.
I do think this is I mentioned at the very beginning, it possibly a moment for the comic book movie genre in general. Now, we just had a Thunderbolts movie that was kind of dark, a little depressing, but really, really good, right? We are hit with this super bright, colorful, fun, 4-quadrant, family-friendly movie. People are coming out to see it. I think this bodes well for Fantastic Four, which essentially is continuing a colorful movie about a family that people may now be excited even more to check out another superhero movie. And the fact that in a little while, we will have a Fantastic Four and a Superman movie in theaters at the same time is kind of crazy. But does this change your expectation for Fantastic Four at all?
Well, Fantastic Four can land in a place where it's an earnest film that feels nostalgic.
Yeah.
And just like Sam Raimi was able to pull off Spider-Man 2 after he kind of fumbled a few things in Spider-Man 1.
Right.
Like it went a little too campy with the Goblin and this and that. He kind of like figured out like a way to make a villain and Spider-Man and all that stuff work really, really 10 times better than it did in the first film. I think that there is potential for the Fantastic Four to kind of carry that torch, hopefully, and like do something that's kind of an earnest, fun, nostalgic movie.
Anthony, what do you think? Is this good for Fantastic Four? Is Feige happy that Superman is succeeding?
I don't know.
I would think he'd be.
I don't think it has anything. This movie has no effect on my enthusiasm for Fantastic Four. It's not the same universe. They're not anything. They're not going to be. They have no relation to one other than being in the same month.
What about the
I'm
general?
excited to see Fantastic Four though, just because I'll be in San Diego for it, and it was a great time seeing Deadpool and Wolverine in San
Who
Diego.
directed Fantastic Four again?
It's Matt Shackman who did WandaVision.
Is his dog in this?
No, but I think it's his first like feature film.
Well, no, but he put his wife and his brother in it, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
By the way, this that Comic-Con,
His wife and brother,
No,
nobody's going to Hall H and Comic-Con. Like none of the big studios is come out.
I actually will. So I'm going to be there Friday, just as an aside, and I do plan to be there for the panels for. They're doing an Alien Earth panel.
Oh,
they're also
nice.
doing a Dead Predator Badlands panel and a Tron panel. So I
Ooh.
plan to go to those, see those.
All right, it'll be great. I can't wait to hear about those on the following episode when you come back. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good for this week. Yeah,
I want to hear real quick. Just I know he did a returns review, but just give us a brief understanding of why you did that and plug it.
Yeah, so when I knew we were going to have to rank it, and I remember seeing Man of Steel and knowing what I hate, what I don't like. I couldn't remember like exactly why I didn't have a good feeling about Superman Returns. And one of the main reasons is like I just didn't like the costume. It was so muted and it looked like a weird color.
Yeah.
And I felt like it just fit oddly. It fit him oddly. It didn't really look regal. And that like I didn't like that, and so it poisoned my whole view of the movie. And I also didn't like the whole thing of Superman just lifting things and didn't get to fight anybody.
He likes to pick up things.
But I was like, let me watch this again, and it's trying to be a continuation of the Christopher Reeve movies, and it's trying to continue all those storylines that were in the Christopher Reeve movies. And they cast a guy, Brandon Routh, that looks similar to Christopher Reeve, not the same, but has a familiarity, and even sounds like Christopher Reeves. And I thought like, wow, there is some magic to this movie, and there's some really great filmmaking, and that plane crash is fucking amazing, and it is the best Superman scene in any movie ever made. I think because he shows up and he's trying to stop the plane, and he snaps the wing, and he gets down, and he has to detach the shuttle and launch it out into space. And then Lois is like in peril the whole time, and she sees him out the window, and the shot of her like just out of the corner of her eye seeing him, and you can see that she starts to like feel like, okay, there's hope now. And then he gets to the front of the plane and he's trying to get it to stop, and then it cuts to a baseball field where we're all playing baseball, and the ball gets hit into the air. They follow the ball, and all of a sudden there's this giant plane about to hit the fucking field, and Superman's got to stop the plane, and he's hitting it with all of his strength, and the plane starts to like crush under his strength, and he finally slows it down, slowly places it on the floor, and he floats to the door, pulls it open, and just like glides in, and he looks right at Lois, and Lois sees him.
It's pretty smooth.
And it's so fucking epic. It's beautiful. And I didn't like the color of the suit. I didn't like the color grading of the movie, but that moment right there is fantastic. There's a lot of CG Brandon Routh, but which doesn't look amazing. But if you can get past that, the shots, like the way the shots are composed, are pretty great. And a lot of there's a scene where Lex Luthor he goes to the Fortress of Solitude and learns about the crystals, and Jor-El's there and everything, and he talks to Jor-El, and he gets this little sliver of one of the crystals and throws it into a train. What do you call that? A toy train, a model train set, and it starts to rumble. And the way that they shoot the set, kind of rumbling and the thing growing, it's almost like out of a kaiju film, where they have all those sets that they make, and it shakes, and there's all these like little, and they just shoot the shit out of it. Like he's shooting the shit out of this scene, out of just a very pedestrian thing. He's like just growing crystals in the basement, but he makes it this epic thing that's like really well directed. And so there is some good direction in this movie.
I want to watch it again.
It's just it doesn't have that great ending where there's a fight where Clark Kent Superman gets to fight somebody.
Yeah.
He kind of gets shivved and thrown into the water, and he has to like be saved. But at the end of the day, I think there's a lot of great shots in it. The music still works, and the Daily Planet stuff is good. You get to spend some time in the Daily Planet. I forgot about this part where Superman. So Lois still smokes cigarettes, and she goes to the roof to smoke a cigarette.
Oh.
She hasn't seen Superman since Superman leaves because he hears about Krypton.
Like 5 years, right?
Like possibly being like some remnants
Yeah.
from some scientists say that they're. So he's like goes to check it out. He leaves for five years, and we just basically like leaves Lois no goodbye, nothing. And so she's out at the top of the roof smoking a cigarette, and he like appears, and like he takes off her shoes and stands on his feet, and they kind of glide. And they do that. They kind of redo the one from the Superman 1, but it's done in a completely different way.
Yeah.
And she like falls in love with him again.
Yeah, it was nice. I do.
And
remember
Hey, he's got a kid, right? She had a kid.
yeah, and none of them are like breakneck moments where it's all done. It takes its time.
Yeah.
It builds, and it really has some moments. Is it a great movie? No, I feel like it's missing a lot of things. Kevin Spacey's a great Lex Luthor, but they kind of. You know, they're doing a continuation of the Gene Hackman character,
right.
So they're boggled down with that.
Yeah.
You know, Parker Posey's in it. She's annoying, but whatever. But she's a good comic relief. There's a couple of good lines there. But yeah, and Cal Penn is in it. I don't think he has a line.
Oh, that's right. Cal Penn is in it.
he is in it. He's just the silent like henchman.
Yeah,
They're making another Harold and Kumar also.
but if you haven't seen it in a while, check it out. If
I
you're in
want
a
to check
Superman
it out.
mood.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the mood
It's
now.
still got a little bit of magic. It's you know, it's not the greatest Superman movie, but it's still. I think it's still worth.
I mean, I'm definitely in the mood to revisit that and Superman 2 and then try to find the Donner cut of Superman 2. Like, it kind of got me going into
Right.
Superman. All right, very good. Looking ahead a little bit, we got a little break from movies next week. We must discuss Squid Game Season 3. That's the assignment, fellas, listener. And then after that, we got Fantastic Four. And then after that, The Naked Gun comes out.
Wow.
And then after that, maybe we go see Weapons from Zach Kreger, the Barbarian guy. The movie has intrigued me, but a lot of stuff still coming. Big year.
Booyah!
Lots of content.
You mean we're still going to keep going?
Is Fantastic Four coming out this weekend?
No, next week. So we got a week break. That's why we're going to do Squid Game 3 in between.
What's coming out this week? Anything?
Eddington,
and I Know What You Did Last Summer.
isn't that the same?
What's Eddington?
Eddington is oh shit, that is
I'm actually going to see Eddington.
Ari Aster?
Yeah, it's Ari Aster. So the guy that did Midsummer and Hereditary. But it stars Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal. The premise is
Fucking Pedro's and everything.
in May 2020, a standoff between a small town sheriff and a mayor sparks a powder keg as a neighbor is pitted against neighbor in Eddington, New Mexico.
Oh,
You also got Emma Stone, a bunch of other people.
I've never
Austin
even
Butler.
heard of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the next A24 flick.
Doesn't Ari Aster do mostly horror movies? Or
He did Midsommar and Hereditary.
this this seems more like a Western.
This is it's
comedy,
marketed
dark
as a
comedy.
neo-Western.
Oh, interesting. All right, you're gonna have to let us know. I'm curious about it. I'm definitely curious about it.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm one of my
All right.
friends that watches a lot of movies. Watched it like an early screening. He said you
nice.
gotta go see it. So
that's an Alamo movie for sure.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ruggs, where can the people find you online to yell at you about your thoughts on Superman?
Tell him you're being
Rugboy Show.
weird.
I only have 40 followers.
Oh, this
so
may
I
get
might-
you
I might-
more.
Yeah, so you're not going to follow me. I'm probably going to lose the 40 that I have. But I don't give a shit.
At Rugboy
Rugboy Show
on
yes,
X.
at Rugboy Show.
You can find Anthony at the Alaho.
I'll be in Vegas this week.
Oh, Vegas week for Anthony. All right, we may get some stories on his return.
Not for just for work. So not really that much fun.
Oh, god damn it! All right, well,
We'll figure
I'm
it
sure
out. Though.
you'll have some by accident.
Yeah.
in the meantime, listener, you can always visit our website, jockandnerd.com, for links on how to support the show, how to get in touch. And the most important thing you can do is just share the show, get it out there, tell a friend. We'd appreciate it. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. My balls was hot.
I like turtles.
Thing I offer you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it.
Jock and Nerd.